you doing, my brother? Tonight, we got WrestleDream. Do I have mixed chat? What's going on? Do I got mixed chat going on? Oh no. What are you guys talking about? Oh no! What are you talking about? WrestleDream! Tacoma, Washington was alive tonight! Jon Moxley retires Bryan Danielson. We have a new AEW World Champion. Ricochet finally shows up to work. Adam Cole and MJF are back. And Hologram dazzled the crowd tonight! We're going to the OTS venue tonight. Jesse's with me, thank Christ. And when we get to the venue tonight, man, we're drinking one for Hologram and the Beast Mortos. When I walk through those doors, I want to know on this Sunday morning, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining us right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW WrestleDream 2024 post-show for your Saturdays. What is going on here, man? I am all over the place. I don't even have Jesse maximized. There he is. For your Saturdays, 10/13/2024. I am your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Sunday mornings, wherever you may be. As always, joined by the Chi-Town Smark himself and the biggest Beast Mortos fan this side of Chicago. Jesse, what's going on, man?
Bruh, when you think about wrestling legends, you think about The Rock. You think about Hogan. You think about Flair. You think about Beast fucking Mortos, bro.
Beast Mortos, bro.
That's what you talk about, bro. How can you go wrong, man?
Did you catch my AEW Dynamite and NXT post show from Tuesday?
I did not, man. I had week from hell.
Yes, I am sorry. Jesse had a very, very down week. Hopefully next week is a lot better than it was this week. Thoughts and prayers go out to Jesse's friends and family. He attended a wake for a very, very close personal friend of his, so he wasn't with me this week. So hopefully we can cheer him up tonight on
Beast Mortos.
Yeah, the Beast Mortos. Yeah, I mean, he cheered you up. I know a Hologram cheered you up too, man.
And hologram. So we got a hologram and Beast Mortos
in the
same night?
In the same match?
In the same.
Wow, man. Oh, my goodness.
The
Crazy.
only thing that could make this better if it was more than one fall.
Are you kidding me, man? They went 3 falls.
Oh, man.
Woohoo!
Let me tell you what this one gets. There you go.
Fuck out of
One
here.
cluck up.
Man, I absolutely love the energy, man. You guys are coming in fucking hot. Honored one with a $100 super chat. He says, okay, I was thinking and debating on what to say. This was worth the 100. I don't care. TK has lost his mind. Yes, there were some good moments here and there. I did not sit 3 to 4 hours just for TK to give us one of the worst pay-per-views all year. Best thing was the triple threat match. And that is it. Honored one coming in big. Big spender here in the venue with a $100 super chat. We will get to that in a little bit. Honored one. Thank you so very much, man. Oh, my goodness. Best in the world, Matt. And we got a $200 bomb from Dwayne Jackson. Oh, my goodness. Matt says, JD and OTS fam, thoughts and well wishes to all of those who were affected by the storms recently here in the southern part of the United States. Also, to all the truck drivers in those affected areas working around the clock, especially my brothers in tank. I am a fuel hauler, says best in the world, Matt. And then Dwayne coming in big with the 200. I thought the ending, in my opinion, was anticlimactic. Moxley winning the AEW championship was good and all, but the payoff was so far fallen flat. Giving hints to Shane McMahon and he doesn't show up. Nobody knows when he's coming in. If AEW doesn't know, stop giving hints. Course correct if needed with the 200 in Super Chat. You guys are fucking great. Thank you very much, man. For all the bullshit that we get on social media, man, we got literally the best community. And you guys show up big every single time. There is pro wrestling. Every stream, Jesse. It's right here. No matter if I'm here with you, no matter if I'm here by myself or the Solid Monster, you guys fucking kill it every single week. So thank you guys very much, man. I really, really appreciate the love.
That is an extremely generous dono, but let's be clear. You worked yourself into a shoot. Nobody in AEW told you Shane McMahon was coming.
Yes.
No one.
Yes, the voice of reason over here. Yes.
Stay off the internet.
Absolutely.
I mean, no one told you Shane McMahon was coming. You assumed it.
Yes.
You watch guys like us and whoever else you favorite in the community, and they all suggested and predicted Shane, and we didn't get it. And now you're upset about it. No one promised you Shane, man. No one promised you Shane.
No, Shane did not show up, and we will get into that, and we will definitely discuss that, as I do have my thoughts on it, and I do have everybody here obviously talking about the ending of the show, but the overall show itself tonight, WrestleDream, coming in, Jesse. I think you and I and everybody else with a fucking brain attached to their heads, that's attached to their shoulders, I think everybody realizes that this show coming in really didn't offer a lot of story. And the show coming in just didn't really emit a lot of emotion at all whatsoever. The show coming in really felt flat as far as what they've built up and the card that they put together. Now, you and I have said that, and we've said it many times, AEW could literally fucking shit out great matches. They could be in a fucking coma and still deliver at least a 4.5-star match. Great wrestling is not their problem. It is week-to-week consistent storytelling. That's the problem. Now, I'm sure we'll touch upon Jimmy Jacobs being fired and everybody just making a big stink over Jimmy Jacobs being fired. I need to tell you one thing from the top here, guys. Jimmy Jacobs is not the reason for AEW's downfall. Jimmy Jacobs is not the reason for AEW's creative taking a fucking nosedive. It starts and ends with one guy, and his name is Tony Khan. Jimmy Jacobs doesn't run the company. Jimmy Jacobs doesn't write the fucking shows. It's all decided upon for Tony Khan to make those decisions. Tonight, Jesse, great wrestling. Not much story, but some aspects of the show, literally, we got Adam Cole coming back. MJF came back, which is a great thing for this entire company, literally. We got Jon Moxley and what happened at the end of the show. We'll touch upon that in a little bit. We got Jay White and Adam Page. We got Takeshita winning the International Championship. We got some nice building blocks coming out of this show, but the problem coming in, man, there was no story coming in, which kind of made the show feel a little flat. But coming out of the show, I'm at least a little bit more hopeful, going out instead of coming in. But then you start to ask the questions, do we trust Tony Khan? Do we trust AEW to continue these stories and give us some substantial story going into Full Gear?
Of course we do. And I'm frozen, by the way. I'm not quite entirely sure why, because everything is absolutely running to perfection on my end, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
All right. So, but they gave us great wrestling, which is, what we want, what we expect. And yeah, the bill was ice cold coming in. When the build is ice cold coming in and you get like 3 or 4 hours of straight wrestling, it can get tedious after a while. It really can. There's not a lot of story to fall back on, but there's great wrestling. I'm not saying there is no story. I mean, especially in that main event, it was chock full of fucking story. I mean, I get it. But when we got to sit through the Beast Mortos, and Hologram, and a bunch of other shit that, who we kidding? We genuinely just don't give a shit about. It gets a little bit harder to try to digest,
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Jesse's camera as well. I don't know what the problem is tonight. I think we fixed it there. You're working on my end there. I don't know what it was. I think there was a bunch of screens open on my end, but I think that's fixed now. Yeah, something happened with my computer. It just went haywire as soon as I started the stream. But yes, I agree. There was a lot of fluff on this show. There was a lot of AEW Rampage / Collision on this show on pay-per-view, and I don't really understand why we need that type of shit on pay-per-view. But what was the biggest takeaway from your point of view, Jesse, about tonight's show? What was the one thing that you liked most? Let's start positive. What was the one thing that you liked most about tonight's show?
The main event.
Okay.
Main event. I saw in the last super chat, they said that they thought the triple threat was the only good part of this. I thought the main event stole the show. It was full of wrestling and story, which is what we wanted. Bryan was completely hell-bent on killing Moxley. Moxley wasn't necessarily as hell-bent on killing Bryan as much as he was completing his mission and his objective on whatever it is. We yet to find out, really. But then at the end of it, he was like, I think I'll kill him after all. And that's when we got the aftermath that we got. It seems like there was a complete changing of the guards. Now we have to kind of look back at what Moxley told us when he came back and what his agenda was, because now it looks like it's starting to take shape now. What's going to happen going forward? Why is this not his company anymore? What is going to happen going forward? We have a lot of empty holes and a lot of holes to fill, and the story is coming along, and the match was fantastic. Never, ever, ever will you put Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson in a match and the match not be absolutely incredible, and this was no exception.
Yeah, I was a little worried coming on in, not for the match quality, because I think everything that Bryan is a part of is fucking fantastic. but I was concerned about Jon Moxley becoming the AEW champion. I think everybody watching this show realized that he was going to win this match and Bryan was going to end his full-time career. So I'm looking at Jon Moxley as a three-time AEW world champion. I'm not personally over the moon excited about Jon Moxley having a fourth AEW World Championship title reign, but you could see possibly what the vision is. And we will talk about that when we get to that specific match later on in the show. But the biggest takeaway from that match was what the Blackpool Combat Club did. And it goes along with what Jon Moxley has stated. This is bigger than us. This is bigger than you. It's not about the World Championship. And they kept that promise. They kept that aspect of the story running throughout the main event, throughout the post-match attack, which I thought was very well done. There was just an eerie silence, just a very uncomfortable silence at the end of the show. And I thought it was very well done. They stretchered Bryan out of there. The one biggest takeaway, like I was saying, is Pac putting the world championship, Jesse, in a duffel bag as if he was the fucking Joker robbing a bank in Gotham. And obviously the AEW locker room came out. We saw Jeff Jarrett. We saw Danny Garcia. Saw Private Party. Couple other people, Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, etc., etc. And then they bailed, and they jumped the barricade and escaped through the crowd with the duffel bag, and Pac was holding it like he was, hugging a fucking teddy bear. So I know that with what they said, it's bigger than the World Championship. Great. They played that off very well. Who is the championship for? Who is bigger than the World Championship? Who is this entity? Now, I know you said earlier, just a little bit ago, I think everybody worked themselves into thinking that Shane McMahon was going to show up. There was no promise of Shane McMahon or a higher power or an associate showing up tonight. I think everybody kind of predicted that and wanted to see that because I think we've gotten enough weeks of cryptic promo from Jon Moxley where I think everybody feels like they should have delivered on that. I was even expecting them to walk out of the building with the duffel bag and jump into a fucking limousine or a car, getaway vehicle, and then the window rolls down driving, and then it's Shane McMahon, and then he drives off with all of the Blackpool Combat Club, and that's your cliffhanger for Dynamite. But the way that you look at it coming out of this show, they didn't really reveal anybody. They got the World Championship. And still, to me, I think it's a decent cliffhanger going into Dynamite. But I do question, what is the best situation to debut somebody who is obviously a part of this storyline? Who's the higher power here, or who's the man that they're working for? Is it best to do it on Dynamite, or is it best to do it at the end of the pay-per-view to get people talking even more so going into Dynamite? How do you feel about what they did to end the show?
So I'm not sure about how to pay off what we don't know when we don't know exactly what's coming, but I will say this. I mean, just to poke a hole in ourselves, because I'm a part of this whole ordeal, we can't ask continuously for long-term storytelling, and then 1 month after Mox says something, we're impatient and can't wait for the reveal.
Yeah.
I mean, how come they didn't reveal it here? Why reveal it there? What's taking so long? It's long-term story. I mean, long-term storytelling takes a long time. I mean, so we just got to wait and see what the reveal is before I have faith that we will end up shitting on it because it will probably be stupid. But that's why we don't know anything yet. I mean, we have to take the story in the pieces that they give it to us. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe when we get the reveal, it'll make sense why they didn't do such and such here and or there. But for right now, it's just started. I'm looking for stuff like 1 year's worth of storytelling, not 1 month. So if I gotta wait a little bit longer, that's fine by me, man. Let's just make it interesting along the way. Bryan losing the title, Moxley's a new champion. That's a pretty significant change. It's not like nothing has happened. Mox came in, made a decree. Next pay-per-view, got the title, put it in the bag. What's going on with all of that? Guess we got to find out on Wednesday. It takes some time to let the continuous story unfold. Let's see what they got.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of moving pieces with this storyline, too. The reveal needs to be a huge payoff, and it needs to be a big deal. So I'm sure there's a lot of moving pieces. I'm sure Jon Moxley has a say in this. I'm sure most of the Blackpool Combat Club has a say in this. I'm sure Tony Khan has a say in this. I'm sure Shane McMahon has a say in this. So I think with them seeing what we got last year, I'm making a prediction here. I know it's going to be here before you know it. It's already the middle of October. Before you know it, it'll be Thanksgiving, and then we'll be on our way into Christmas season. I think that with what we saw last year and the reveal of the Devil being Adam Cole at World's End on Long Island, I feel like they may be setting up something for World's End. I feel like something is going to go down there where it kind of fits the overall theme of the pay-per-view. And I feel like that is something that they could potentially be thinking about to close out the new year to get people even more excited about 2025 AEW. So, you know, again, they didn't give us any indication that it's imminent on a reveal of who this is, who this may be. I know they just trademarked Switchblade Conspiracy, which is Jon Moxley and Sami Callihan's team name, or was their team name on the Indies. We don't know who's going to be a part of this. We don't know when the reveal is going to be. We don't know how this entire storyline is going to be structured coming out of this with him winning the World Championship. It may still be weeks, couple of months before we get a reveal, and people are going to be anticipating something. I just hope that they don't wait too long to a point where people every week are anticipating something and then get their hopes crushed, and something the next week and then are disappointed again. There is something about, you know, anticipation fatigue. You don't want to keep guessing and hoping something's going to happen, because by the time you do it, there is something to that with it being too late. Are enough people going to care about it? I don't know. You got to be careful with something like that. But we may be months away from a reveal. We don't know.
We could be. The only thing that they have laid Easter eggs and laid an expectation for us to be anticipating is Bobby Lashley.
Yes.
That's it. It's fair to say they are teasing us with Bobby Lashley and have not given him to us yet.
Which I don't want to cut you off, but the things of priority here, I think Bobby Lashley getting to TV first is more important than revealing Shane McMahon. You don't want to do it the reverse way, because obviously that's your biggest storyline right now. So I think there's an order to that as well to be done.
Yes, and again, I mean, I just want to throw this out there. We all know the rumors. We all seen the photos. If Shane McMahon never shows up in AEW, no one has the right to complain about it. They not once teased that we were getting Shane McMahon on television.
Yeah.
It's just everyone is predicting it and calling it, which is, you know, a pretty educated guess. I'm not saying it's way out of left field, but nowhere did they say we were getting Shane McMahon. Nowhere did they insinuate it, that they tease it, that they drop Easter eggs. Nothing the above. Bobby Lashley is the only one that we are eventually waiting for an appearance from. Outside of that, I've heard the Sami Callihan rumors. That would be absolutely fucking phenomenal, by the way. I really hope that happens as well. But there's no guarantee we're getting Shane, guys. We could have just booked ourselves into a shoot here.
Yeah, again, we could be months away from a reveal. And yes, the pictures that we've seen floating around with Tony Khan and Shane McMahon at the airport in Arlington, that was supposed to be leaked. That was leaked because they wanted it out there, because they want you to start talking about it. When that day comes, you're going to look back at that and say, all right, this was all part of the plan. And then the picture with the Young Bucks, I mean, they were on the same flight going to the same place. Again, I'm sure that was done by design. Yeah. So, again.
The only comeback I'll say to that is, like, again, we know that they float things out there to get a gauge of the audience. Maybe they took a read and didn't like it. Maybe plans changed. Maybe they fell through. You know, we're not saying that, oh, these leaked and we don't know why. No, they put that shit out there. They're testing the waters. Maybe they came to an agreement and he is coming. But it's also possible that he is not. We really don't know. I think the only expectation we should really have right now is Bobby Lashley.
Yes, and Bobby Lashley, I expected him to definitely show up tonight. He did not show up. We got MVP and Shelton Benjamin in a segment with Swerve. We'll get into that as well. But the other big thing that happened tonight, we finally got a return to action for Adam Cole, and he is now back full-time on AEW television, and I can't express to you how happy I am that he is back. And at the same time, we got MJF back on television. I can't express to you how happy I am to see him back, at least for the time being, before he goes and films another movie, because that's exactly what he's going to be doing back and forth. He's back, and I think we're setting ourselves up for some decent storytelling here. We'll get into that as well, because I do have some questions about why, they're going back to that when MJF did tell us upon his return earlier in the year, back before the summer, that Adam Cole and all that was dead. And now we're going back to that, and the roles have been reversed. He came back as a babyface, and Adam Cole was a heel. Now MJF is a heel, and Adam Cole is the babyface. And where does the Undisputed Kingdom fit into this? Are we just moving on like nothing ever happened? So we got some questions about that, so we'll get into that. But that is great news for them that both of those guys are back. We'll talk about the International Championship as well. Will Ospreay, surprisingly, I am surprised that they pulled the trigger on this. Konosuke Takeshita is the new International Champion. And I can't sit here and complain about that, because I think that is something that the majority of their audience has wanted to see for a very, very long time. I just didn't expect it to happen tonight in this triple threat match. We'll get into that as well. And then we got Private Party and the Young Bucks for the Tag Team Championships. And we will also get into the rest of the show. There really wasn't much else on the show. It did feel like half of it was a legit AEW banger pay-per-view, and it felt like the other half was like a mixture of Dynamite and Collision on pay-per-view. So that's not really a good feel, but we will get into all the good stuff here and the bad on the WrestleDream post-show right here on OTS. Thank you guys for joining us on your Sunday mornings. I know it's late for a lot of people, but man, we got 3,000 in here. And you guys are kicking ass with the super chats already, man. Thank you guys so very much for all of your supports. Follow us on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Jesse's channel as well. Go subscribe over there. I linked his channel down in the description. So if you guys want to go follow him over there, that would really be appreciated. Hit that thumbs up, man. We got 3,000 in here. There's no excuses. About 1,000 likes. That's the minimum tonight. So if you guys are in the chat and have not hit the thumbs up, I'd really appreciate if you do that. Super chats are open. Get them on in. We will definitely hang out at the end of the show and go over all of your questions, comments, and concerns. My channel has a ton of content and more coming this weekend, so go and check all that stuff out. We were live on Monday. I did a dual stream on Tuesday, which was an all-timer review on Dynamite. Wednesday, Solid Monster and I did Tuesday Night Titans because we were preempted on Tuesday due to the Title Tuesday show. Title Tuesday. And NXT on the CW. And then, obviously, I got some other extras on the channel for you, talking about The Rock not making WrestleMania 41, which he absolutely debunked tonight and buried Dave Meltzer. And then we talked about Danny Garcia. And we predicted on the last video that we did that he would show up and challenge Jack Perry for the TNT title, man. We were correct on that. And we talked about Ricky Starks. Looks like he exposed good old TK. TK not using Ricky Starks, but we all know where he's going to end up. And we know why TK's keeping him off television. And then, obviously, make sure you guys check out my sponsor for tonight's show. Tonight, we're sponsored by Blue Chew. BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. All you guys need to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. Jesse, before we get into this review, is there anything that you want to get out to the public here?
I want to know how you're doing this stream and in the media scrum chat at the same time.
I don't know. I don't know. That's... I don't know, man. How am I live on my channel while also operating a second account at the same time, man? I don't know how that is, you know? It's crazy.
You and Dave Meltzer are killing it right now in the chat.
It's crazy, man. Does nobody know over there I'm actually live right now on the show?
I think the scrum is actually over already.
Frank Morano says Dax is going to David Schultz JD at Hog. No, he's not.
Okay.
If Joey Janela didn't do it, Dax ain't doing it. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break.
Yeah, follow. So go subscribe to my channel, guys. Again, I had a rough week. I didn't get the content out that I wanted to get up, but I do got a couple of more tricks up my sleeve coming up for the channel. So make sure you stay tuned and hit the notifications so you are aware when that stuff goes up. Thanks.
There you go. We'll briefly, and I mean briefly, go over the 0 hour here. Brian Cage defeated Atlantis Jr. to win the Ring of Honor TV Championship. Oh, great. Oh, man. Atlantis Jr., man. Are you excited to see Atlantis Jr. on television? Brian Cage wins the championship. I'm sure, I hope the money is well worth it for Brian Cage to be working fucking Ring of Honor in front of the 9 Fightful employees that continue to watch the show. So he's the TV champion. Anna Jay defeated Harley Cameron in one hell of a botch at the end of the match, which went viral on social media for all the wrong reasons. Did you see that one, Jesse?
Dude, yes, man. You know, do they know this stuff is live? Do they know that there's cameras looking at every last single thing that they do? And for the cameras that aren't catching it, there's about 8,000 to 9,000 cell phones recording it. So why would you take your hand and press the shoulders down of an opponent if you're the goddamn referee?
I don't know.
Seriously. Think, people. This is not your first match. You are an experienced referee. Oh, my God, man. There's no explaining that. To anybody who wants to say wrestling's stupid, watch this. What do you say? Oh, no, it was stupid. They're right. That was fucking stupid.
Oh, but she's getting better, JD. That's great.
God. Please don't tell me I already got an Anna J stand that fucking trolls me every goddamn
The
week.
fundamentals aren't being done. Maybe we should go back to the drawing board, man. Give me a break. The referee in no way, shape, or form should be fucking pushing the shoulder of an opponent in the ring down so that the 3 count should be made. Give me a break.
An experienced ref would have saw that and said out loud and clear as day, no, shoulders not down.
Yep.
And then the shoulder go down, and then you count to 3. Integrity. Makes sense.
She don't have
Everything
fucking ears?
I mean, Jesus.
So,
Oh, boy.
Anna Jay wins. Anna Jay's back from her Japanese excursion. Did you actually watch the match?
I did not.
Okay. I won't ask then. I'll move on.
No, I did not. I'm not going to lie. I did not.
I'll move on. The Acclaimed, who are falling off the face of the fucking earth, defeated the Maximum Male Models, Mansoor, Mason. Well, what's his name in AEW? Mace? Is it Mace? Mason Madden?
Sure.
They had a third guy here, Jesse, to combat Daddy Ass. Rico. Who is Rico? Do you know who Rico is? Who's Rico?
Yes, I remember Rico, man.
Where's Rico from, and why is everybody jumping for joy over Rico?
I don't know why they're jumping for joy. I mean, I remember him being a damn good manager, but not necessarily anything special in the ring.
I don't even know who he is.
He was with Eminem, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, who was Rico with? Wait.
Eminem.
Yeah. With in WWE.
With Nitro?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Molina was with Eminem. What are you talking about?
That's right, but who was Rico with then?
I don't know. Chat.
Chuck and Billy?
Chuck and Billy. Hologram. Oh man, we're gonna go.
Was it?
We're gonna go back to those days. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, really.
And then he pretends to be Joe Hendry. So you saw him? He pretended to do the Joe Hendry pose.
Oh no, I missed that one.
Give me a break.
I missed that.
Fucking ridiculous. How is this shit allowed on television? Now we'll blame Jimmy Jacobs for this. Fuck out of here. The Acclaimed win. And then we got the Outrunners, who I actually like. Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly against John Silver, Alex Reynolds, Tony Nese, and Arya Daivari. The babyfaces win. If you guys want AEW Rampage on your Saturday, there you go. That was the WrestleDream post.
Yeah.
Moving on to the actual show where things mattered. Switchblade, Jay White. They opened the show with Jay White and Adam Hangman Page. They opened WrestleDream. Now, the one thing coming into this, Jesse, I think everybody had a issue with was, well, who wins? Jay White just got back to television. Adam Page is fucking white hot. after what he did with Swerve Strickland. They kind of cooled him off with a feud going into Grand Slam with Jeff Jarrett. But Adam Page, still the top guy in this company right now. I feel like he is untouchable. I feel like he should honestly be the guy that took the belt off of Bryan Danielson tonight, but we're not there. I don't know where he fits in, which I'll touch upon that in a second. But this match, Jay White's back. They got a little bit of history. And obviously, two guys here at the top of their game going at it to open the show is never a bad thing. But the question always was coming into this, who wins? Jay White just got back to television. He's going to need a big win upon return. Adam Page, you don't want to beat him coming out of All Out and what he did with Swerve. So my question is to you, we know what the outcome here was. Jay White beat Adam Page. What did you think about the outcome of this match, and how are you feeling about Page coming out of this, man? Where do they go with him?
I think this match being booked was the epitome of booking yourself into a corner, and I think the outcome proved to be just that. I mean, it's great. Jay White had a case to win, but I mean, it seems to me like you put a lot of momentum behind Hangman to have him lose like this. Now, it's not to say that Hangman can't rebound from this and continue on the same path he's been, but it is a couple of steps back. I mean, because I honestly, I didn't want to see Hangman take a loss like this.
Me neither.
Hangman was on a warpath, man. So I don't know why they booked it like this. I want to see Jay White win as well because he was just coming back. I don't know. I to be honest with you, I would not have booked this match this close with not enough build. To be honest with you.
Yeah, this was the tough one, and honestly, you know, these are the consequences of AEW having so much talent that they don't know what to do with. Adam Page is legitimately lost in the shuffle now, dancing around the mid-card with nothing to do after he beat the AEW World Champion in a steel cage match that was one of the most violent matches that the company's ever done. And in the storyline, burned Swerve's childhood home down to the ground. Now, I don't know how you guys look at that, but the way that I look at it is Adam Page should be an unfiltered, unhinged psychopath who goes on the warpath, like Jesse said, and dominates and destroys everything in his fucking path. And here we are. He's already suffering a loss to Jay White because you opted to put him in there against somebody who just got back after several months on the shelf, who also himself needed a win. This is a no-win situation for either one of these guys. Now, I will give AEW credit. They tried to book Adam Page to take the loss here and slightly try and protect him with the knee spot. There was a spot in this match where Jay White did a knee breaker on the stage when they were fighting in the aisleway. He did a knee breaker on the stage. Adam Page went for a buckshot lariat, which he could not do because of the effects of the knee breaker. And then when he executed it, Jay White saw the knee was bothering him, and instead of doing the buckshot lariat, he caught him in the finish. They caught him in what's his finish? I forgot the Wyatt's finish, whatever the fuck it is. I can't think of it right now.
Sister Abigail.
Yeah, they caught him in that, and then goodbye.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
the Blade Runner. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Drew a blank for a sec. The Blade Runner. He caught him in the Blade Runner off of the buckshot. Yeah. So they tried to protect him for whatever they did in the match, which I appreciate, but is that protection enough for Adam Page to come back, regroup, get the knee right, and then come back and beat Jay White? Then they'd beat 1-1, and then they would even the series here. Is that enough? No.
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 No, not at all.
Yeah.
But I do want to hear from Captain Solo, who, motherfuckers, I see everything. I forgot where Rico was from in WWE from over 2 decades ago, or whatever the fuck it was, and I got called senile. You forgot the finishing move that happened a few hours ago, and Solo had nothing to say. So, fuck you, Captain Solo.
Listen, man, it's going on. It's 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, man. I should be in bed, okay?
No, it's not you. It's not you. This is normal shit. Don't get me wrong. But God forbid, I don't remember something that Rico did.
God forbid I have a fucking memory lapse here after fucking trying to stay awake for 4 shots of espresso tonight to give you guys a fucking live stream.
These fucking people around here, man. My God. You know, no, but look, I mean, I'm happy that Jay White is back. I'm happy that Jay White is doing big shit. That's good. I just don't see why it needed to be at the expense of Hangman. That's it.
Regardless of that, we're going to have a problem with the outcome because we both feel Adam Page should be the world champion. And I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. Adam Page should be the AEW world champion. In fact, Adam Page should have beat Bryan Danielson tonight for the world title. But yeah. Bryan wanted to drop it to Moxley. That was Bryan's request. Can't go against Bryan's request. So Adam Page is floundering in the mid-card. And who knows when he's ever going to get the world championship back, because that is where the story was going. He takes down Swerve. He ends Swerve for right now and then goes after the world championship. And then Swerve and him meet one final time. And Swerve gets back the title from Page. That's the story. Hopefully that's still the story that they want to tell. But as far as these two guys here, this was a great opening match. This was excellent. Jay White and Adam Page are two of the very best pro wrestlers that this company has. If you want to start at the top on who should be featured on television weekly to make your show better, these two guys are it. These guys should be on Dynamite every fucking week. No doubt about it. This was excellent. They got great chemistry, and I am assuming there will be a rematch after what we got in this match. So, like I said, we're at the outside. They're on the ramp. So, Page hits a DVD on the apron. White refused to fall back into position for a buckshot, so Page forearmed him right in the head. White took a shot to get himself in position, did a dragon screw through the ropes on Page. Page came back with an apron bomb and a follow-up power bomb on top of the steel steps, which looked great. So Paul Turner's telling them to get back in the ring. He was ignored. Page took his belt off, and all of a sudden he wanted to whip he wanted to whip Jay White with it. So White spits, and I mean legitimately, you saw a wad of white spit that was the size of my fucking hand just draped across Page's stomach. So he spits at Page, and obviously this was enough to sucker Page in, and then that's where the knee breaker happened, and the target of the knee began here for Jay White. So we're back in. He's lighting Page up with jabs, chops, both through big lariats. White ultimately got a Uranage for a 2 count. Page tried to hold on to Paul Turner to get a low blow in on Jay White, but White sidestepped, hit a half and half suplex. He then wanted Blade Runner. Page countered into Deadeye, couldn't follow up with the bad knee. He tried the buckshot. The bad knee gave out. He flew right into a Blade Runner, and it gave Jay White the victory. Crowd loved it. Great opening match. Fantastic opening match. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do again in match number 2, because you know Page is going to want another match after the knee spot and the knee injury. But like we both discussed here, man, Page, it's sad that they took Page from coming back and he was built up and they were building him towards Swerve. He beats Swerve. He conquers Swerve in the most violent way possible. They give him Jeff Jarrett Grand Slam. Then they feud him with Jay White because there's legitimately nobody else to feud him with. They start some bullshit with him and Juice Robinson, so it leads to Jay White coming back. Jay White needs a win. He gets the win, and Adam Page is floundering in the mid-card when he should be looking at the World Championship. So that's on the creative team. What are you going to do to get your number one guy right now, the guy that's white fucking hot, the guy that's playing the best character work in the entire company? What are you going to do to get him back on track? Because he should not be floating around doing meaningless mid-card shit with guys that are beneath him. I don't get it. So hopefully they have a plan for both Jay White and mostly Adam Page. But I honestly think they dropped the ball on this, man. Definitely booked themselves into a corner.
Yeah, they did. And that loogie, man, that loogie was at the quality of Bret Hart's loogie to Vince McMahon.
It was even bigger. It was even
loogie in wrestling.
That's the most infamous one, yes. But this one was even bigger.
Oh my God, that's huge.
You guys are great, man. Look at these fucking super chats, man. Holy shit. We got two $100 super chats, one by Jeff and one by my guy, Nick Williams. JD, thanks for always speaking the truth. Shout out, Jesse, best tag team in the IWC. Jeff, thank you so very much, brother. And Nick Williams says, screw Don Callis, screw Kyle Fletcher, screw Mox, screw Claudio, Pac, Yuta, Great Ape Vegeta, and screw Mox again. And why is there a live bird in my old fashioned? I don't know.
That's a lot of hate.
Well, first of all, why is there a live bird in your old fashioned? Bro, we're inside. I don't know. Maybe you landed at the beer garden, man. We're at the venue.
No one was outside.
Bro, listen, man. It's 53 degrees in New York City, man. Nobody's drinking in the beer garden, okay? Fucking ridiculous. Thank you guys very much, man. Appreciate your love and support here on the WrestleDream post, man. Loving the energy tonight. So, yes, hopefully they know what they're doing with Mr. Adam Page, man. Mariah May, she defeated Willow Nightingale to retain the AEW Women's Championship. Now, you know, the AEW tribalists and Dax might not want to hear it, but the fact that this match was even taking place and the fact that we got here with these two just absolutely shows the inconsistencies of AEW creative and AEW television. Jesse, why did Willow, we talked about this 2 weeks ago, man, and I talked about this on Tuesday when I was doing the show solo. Why is Willow getting a championship match against Mariah May when she lost a street fight to Chris Statlander? I wonder why, man. What went wrong and why did we end up where we are with this championship match here?
I don't know. Maybe Chris Statlander was trying to figure out if she was still heel or babyface now. They don't know what they're doing with Chris Statlander. Why would they put her in the chat? I have absolutely no clue what is going on in the AEW women's division whatsoever. Why am I looking at Toni Storm in matches overseas somewhere and nowhere on TV here? I don't know. Maybe she had obligations out there. That's fine. That's great. But why is she MIA from TV here? Okay, why is Statlander just miraculously babyface? No explanation whatsoever. Interpret it on your own. Figure it out. Follow them on Twitter. Follow the breadcrumbs. How about they just tell us? Dude, why is Willow getting this title shot? Who fucking knows? What happened to Mina? I thought we wanted Mina. Where is Mina? I don't know shit what's going on around. Where is Thunder Rosa? Why is Serena Deeb so just used just so recklessly? Where is Deonna Purrazzo? I have no clue what's going on with the fucking women. None.
You know, I thought they hired a creative writer in Jennifer Pepperman for the AEW women's division. Why is the division all of a sudden going back to what it used to be before Toni Storm won the championship? Before this Toni Storm and Mariah May storyline? Why are we going back to the olden days of AEW and the women's division where nothing made sense and they just threw shit randomly out on television hoping people wouldn't notice? Do you genuinely think that we are not going to notice the fucking inconsistencies of the program? Do you genuinely think that we don't have a right to fucking complain about the inconsistencies of the fucking program and the stories that are being told? Chris Statlander, you gave this woman months of television and a match that concluded with Willow, a feud that concluded with Willow that will probably go down as one of the best women's matches in all of pro wrestling in 2024. She was a heel with Stokely Hathaway and beat the babyface, Willow Nightingale. She comes out of that match, Jesse, and all of a sudden, she drops the affiliation with Stokely with no explanation. She goes and turns babyface with no explanation, and Willow's getting a championship match when Stat beat Willow literally a month ago. Why, Tony? Why?
And don't even get me started on Jamie goddamn Hayter.
Jamie Hayter is feuding with Penelope fucking Ford.
Oh my God.
Now, granted, I pray and I wish them the best. Apparently, they had a miscarriage, her and Kip Sabian. Okay? That was real life implications, all right?
Fuck, really?
But Jesus fucking Christ, man, what does that have to do with television and how you're portraying Jamie Hayter? Are you fucking kidding me? This is where AEW, you fans, man, you don't get it. And then I get fucking people from that fucking company who want to complain about what we do on this show. Maybe you should do a better job of building the fucking division up instead of leaving your division with two baby faces and you're going to run through them because Mercedes needs an opponent and Mariah May needs a fucking opponent and you got two heel champions with no babyface contenders. Yet that's my fucking problem. Inconsistencies, Tony. Chris Statlander's excuse to turn babyface was fucking deplorable. Disgusting.
He gave one?
Yeah, Saturday on Collision.
Oh, what was it? Love to hear it.
She wants to go back and be the woman that she used to be.
Why? Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Makes sense.
I don't know. Chad, am I wrong or am I right or am I wrong?
She won a match and then decided she wanted to go back to where. All right.
You got one of the most talented women's divisions at your disposal. Yet we're seeing exactly who on television. So what exactly, Tony, I got to ask this to Tony Khan directly. Why, where is Stat going? Instead of beating Willow, which gave her a nice string of momentum in a great match, you want to make her babyface to ultimately waste our time and make what she did at All Out against Willow completely useless and unimportant. To make her a babyface because Mercedes needs babyfaces to beat. Does anybody genuinely believe that Chris Statlander is going to beat Mercedes Moné for the TBS title? I don't fucking think so. Your inconsistencies with Chris Statlander has left people absolutely fucking just thinking about how stupid everything is that this company does, especially with the women. What has she done on television where the fans are going to look at this show and say, yeah, she's definitely winning? Your inconsistencies make her look worse and worse and worse to a point where nobody thinks she's going to win, ever. This is a problem.
This is really fucked up. They really seriously fumbled and failed Chris Statlander's heel run. They didn't give her anything of note. They didn't give her anything to really sink her teeth into being a serious heel. And then out of the blue, with the snap of a finger, they turned her back to babyface. Spoiler alert, this babyface run is going to fail miserably.
You didn't even give her a chance to be a heel. You didn't give her any platform to show us what she can do as a heel.
Nope. Nothing. No one is invested in Chris Statlander anymore because we don't know who Chris Statlander is anymore. I liked her better when she was just the fucking alien, if you're going to treat her like this. I had faith in that heel run. I thought it would be fantastic. I thought her and Stokely was a fantastic pairing. They did nothing. And they needed a baby face. So they said, hey, guess what? You're up today. You're a baby face. Go out there. What?
The AEW women's division is a product of who Tony Khan wants to push. That's the problem. He loves Mariah May and he loves Mercedes Moné. That's it. Everything else around those two, he couldn't give a single solitary fuck about. And that's the problem. You should have, for two heel champions, you have enough women on that roster to develop and give TV time to and give matches to give us baby faces and credible opponents for both heel champions. Yet you refused to do that. For what? Every week there's a learning tree segment. There's fucking Ring of Honor on television. I mean, we got fucking all this other unimportant shit on television. And the one thing that you made important with Toni Storm as champion is how important Story is in the women's division. And then as soon as she goes away, it all disappears. What are we doing? Toni Storm
carried this division on her fucking back.
What are we doing?
They're
I'm the bad guy.
They're wasting everything away that Toni Storm did with that fucking title.
Absolutely a waste. Now, with that said, again, AEW shits out great matches. We got Jay White and Adam Page. Great match. This match with Willow and Mariah May. Great match. This was Mariah's best match so far in her title run. But what does it mean? It's another match that you threw out there for no reason, with no story, because you needed Mariah May on the show and the Women's Championship needed to be presented. That's it. She wins and retains the championship. Both of these women won Owen Hart Cups. That's the tie-in here. Great. There's no actual story here. So, we'll pick it up towards the end. This was a very good match. Both of them had great chemistry in this match. Crowd is obviously behind Willow. She avoided a Storm Zero. Tried for a pounce. This time, May fired off a big headbutt. Only before Nightingale went down, she swung for the fences in a big lariat. Big double down for both ladies. Mariah floated over a Dr. Bomb, but Nightingale went for a Death Valley driver. Each traded pin attempts. Nightingale got up first with a big boot and a running DVD into the corner for a very close 2 count. Mariah May battled back, wanted a corner head scissors, but Nightingale teased the powerbomb, only for May to hit a Hurricane Rana. Charging knee strike led to a Storm Zero quickly for the 1, 2, 3, and Mariah May wins and retains the championship. Just like that, it's over. You know, you're running through baby faces instead of building them up as credible opponents over months of story. You're just throwing these baby faces out there to lose. Before you know it, Tony, there's not going to be any more baby faces for Mariah May to wrestle. What's going to happen when Mina gets into the title picture? Mariah's going to beat Mina, and then what happens then? Who's left? You're going to go Statlander then?
They already have a plan for Mariah May, and it's just waiting for Toni Storm to come back. That's it. That's it. They're just gonna everybody they put in front of Mariah May means absolutely nothing. The only vision they have for her right now is putting them back together and having them go at it again. That's it.
I don't know. Well, so we're gonna go back and make Toni Storm champion? Is that what we're doing?
Probably.
To do what?
It's all said and done.
Before we get to Jamie Hayter? Is that what we're doing?
I am absolutely done trying to predict where they're going. I don't know what they're doing with Deonna Purrazzo. That is an absolute waste of talent and money and everything you can think of. They brought her in from TNA. She came in with a lot of fanfare, and they're just doing nothing with her. Absolutely nothing. Thunder Rosa was out for what, a good year?
Bro, Deonna was a belt collector in TNA. Do you realize that?
Yep. Thunder Rosa came back from her injury. They did nothing with her. Now I'm being told she's injured again. Doing what? What exactly did she get hurt doing? What was so worth the match she was in to get hurt? What was she doing? Nobody even saw her on fucking
She had a
TV.
Texas bull rope match with Deonna Purrazzo on Collision.
That's great. How'd the match go? Were they feuding? What was the match for?
The match was for no reason.
Okay. Waste, man. Well, again, earlier this year, I thought that the AEW women will have the best division on the planet come this summer. They did nothing. I was absolutely way off on that one. They just did nothing with the women. And the women, none of them are at fault for it. Absolutely none of them are at fault for this.
Deonna Purrazzo is getting absolutely wasted, says Captain Solo. Yes, she is. They don't give a fuck about women's wrestling in AEW. It's all a facade. They don't care. They only care about Mariah May. They only care about their favorites. Mariah May and Mercedes Moné. Everybody else, fuck out of here. They don't give a fuck about you. You're lucky you're even on the fucking show.
Used to be Britt. They stopped caring about her.
They stopped caring about her too. And you could fucking see that they stopped caring about her. They wanted her to lose to Willow to get to this match tonight. That's what Britt Baker's worth.
Man, it is written all over the place that TK no longer gives a shit about Britt Baker, man.
Yes, she was sick, but whatever, man.
But despite being sick, before that, the way that she was being used, the way she was being booked, you can tell that they didn't give a shit about her anymore.
No.
Jamie Hayter, I don't understand how when Jamie Hayter came back, she was not the absolute top priority in that company for the women. She was that over.
Jamie Hayter should have assumed the position of Toni Storm's spot when she came back. Yet everybody ranted and raved about my opinion that she was on the fucking pre-show because I questioned where's this going to lead and why is she on the fucking pre-show? Now she's not on the fucking show.
Can't even get the pre-show now.
Where is she tonight? Where is she on Dynamite? Chasing off fucking Penelope Ford. Yes, let me recreate the fucking Outcast with completely useless fucking women and have Jamie Hayter beat them all. For what? Penelope Ford wasn't even in the fucking Outcast. Now you're going to create drama with an Outcast group with members that weren't in the original Outcasts that put her on the shelf to begin with. What, am I losing my fucking mind? Holy shit!
We get Queen Aminata and Penelope Ford on Dynamite, and Deonna Purrazzo is on Collision, and for whatever reason, Athena is stuck in ROH Purgatory.
What is Queen Aminata doing getting a TBS title match? What? We're just giving shit away? How do you look at this script and say, you know what, yeah, let's pass it off to Tony Khan, man. And then Tony approves it. Does he read it? Who's booking this shit?
Ruby Soho is very pregnant, guys.
Ruby Soho, yes, she's very pregnant. I don't get it. It's not about it's.
I don't know. It was so easy, bro. The women's division alone, not even getting into the men. The men are they have the roster they have with the men are even more talented than the women, and the women's roster is fucking flushed. All you gotta do is book them correctly. That's it. You know, it's harder to actually sign great wrestlers. It's easier to come up with creative for them. You have the talent. Just come up with creative for them. They already know how to wrestle. They're doing it. They're killing. When the bell rings, you have the best wrestlers out there doing it. But they're working with nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You know, you can start by giving us a second women's match, competitive, that has title implications, letting people actually put themselves into contention on AEW Dynamite, instead of giving us the fucking learning tree with Mark Briscoe and Chris Jericho. Useless. Fucking useless. Speaking of useless, Jack Perry. He defended the useless TNT title.
Whoa.
What?
Watch your tone. Watch your tone.
What?
When you're talking about Jack, watch your tone.
I am a fan of Jack Perry.
Man.
I think Jack Perry's great, okay? But the useless TNT title...
Yes, that is very useless. Yes.
Jack Perry is not doing what is intended with the TNT title.
Yes.
Point blank, straight up, period. It's a waste. I said on... When was it? Today is Sunday morning. I said on Friday when I uploaded my 30-minute extra on Off the Script. Daniel Garcia, there was a report on Daniel Garcia about when he signed and the rumors of him having great creative plans moving forward. And the reason why he signed is because they gave him some decent creative. I said, guarantee that they are putting him in the ring with Jack Perry and have him win the TNT Championship. Lo and behold, that's exactly what we got here at the end of the match. Jack Perry and Katsuyori Shibata. This match was basically made because Tony Khan got his fucking dick hard over Shibata in the ring again. And this match was made for one man. This match didn't mean a fucking thing to anybody watching the show. And the TNT title is fucking worthless. Jesse, do you remember when Christian Cage made the TNT title feel fucking like one of the most important championships in the entire company, man? Didn't do the open challenges, didn't defend because... of the TV title rules surrounding the championship. He defended the championship against people that he thought deserved a championship match. Now we're back to giving fucking people like Shibata a TNT title match just to get him on pay-per-view, man. Where did we go wrong?
No clue. I wish I had a clue. I have no clue. I know Jack Perry believes that Shibata has an extremely large penis.
Yes. He mentioned the size of his junk on Dynamite, yes.
What kind of, did someone write that for him?
I don't know.
And if he wrote did someone proofread it?
Does AEW have writers, man? I'm shocked.
What are we doing here? he is not in the position in the company to be making comments like that and it be cool. He's trying to get up there still. He's not MJF. MJF can talk about a man's wang and it'll be over as fuck. Not Jack Perry.
I don't know why this match was even on the pay-per-view. I don't. This match is fucking Rampage on paper. You're basically paying for partial Rampage tonight on pay-per-view. This is what this match is. Awful. Nobody, legitimately, nobody gave a fuck about this until MJF came out. So we'll pick it up at the end here. DVD connected, followed by one onto the knee from Shibata, who then sank in a rear naked choke on Jack Perry, only for Jack Perry to bridge up, and the referee counted Shibata's shoulders down for a 1, 2, 3. The finish came out of nowhere, and the crowd didn't even realize what the fuck was going on. Just a silence over Tacoma in the Tacoma Dome. Post-match, Shibata asked the referee what happened. Jack Perry attacked from behind, caught him with the belt shot to the face. Perry went for another one until Daniel Garcia ran out to the ring and went face-to-face with Jack Perry. The crowd seemed to be into it. Perry shook his head and bailed. All of a sudden, MJF's music hit, and he power walked to the ring. Garcia and MJF stared at each other until Jack Perry ran in from behind and blasted Danny Garcia in the back of the head with the TNT title, and then he bailed again, which allowed MJF to take his jacket off and pounced on his opponent here in Danny Garcia, and then he took the microphone and cut a little bit of a promo in front of the live audience. The last time he saw Garcia, he beat him single-handedly without breaking a sweat, and then went off to make several movies and several millions of dollars. Good for him. I can't wait to see Happy Gilmore too. MJF brings up Garcia's bidding war, which was about as real as the Seattle Supersonics. MJF thanks. I mean, anytime you mention the Supersonics, man, it's easy, cheap heat in Washington. So there's that. MJF thanks Garcia. And his Dynamite Diamond Ring was found in a pawn shop in Buffalo. He went to Buffalo to find it, and he did. It took him some time, but he did eventually find it. MJF took out the ring, put it on, and said Garcia was going to kiss it. He was going to blast him in the face with it. Before he used it, Adam Cole's music hit. Big ovation for Adam Cole. MJF looked like he saw a ghost. He stopped exactly at the moment his music played and just stared at the aisleway. He even made fun of Adam Cole's limp. Now, you're not going to come down the aisle and do anything to me, man. You got a limp, right? And then Adam Cole ran to the ring, and he slid underneath the bottom rope, and MJF bailed through the crowd, and we got an Adam Cole Bay Bay chant. Nigel McGuinness said this is only the beginning. Cole helped Garcia up and showed respect with a fist bump as Adam Cole then went back up the ramp and did Adam Cole Bay Bay at the top of the ramp, and the segment came to a close. So
wasn't that ring legitimately lost?
No, I think that was all storyline.
I thought he legit lost the ring, and if it's back, that means TK pointed up and bought another one.
Well, whatever the case may be, you know, he loves blowing his money on frivolous garbage. But the thing is, I thought it was all storyline because it played into the ending of the Will Ospreay MJF match at All In. So I'm assuming it was a storyline that Danny Garcia took it. So,
okay.
Yeah. But Adam Cole and MJF being back on television and together is great television. I can't wait to see them and what they do. But I do have some questions because when we saw MJF come back earlier in the year, I think it was around May, right before Double or Nothing, he's back on television. He's got a Triple H looking jacket. He did what he did with Adam Cole, buried that and the devil mask. He stomped on the devil mask and is just moving forward, and he started his feud with Will Ospreay. Well, first he wrestled Roosh and then Hechicero, and then we got to the good stuff with Will Ospreay and then Danny Garcia, and then he went away to film a couple of movies, and now he's back. But Jesse, back then we theoretically ended the Devil storyline and the feud with MJF and Adam Cole. MJF was a babyface. Yep. They then turned him heel against Will Ospreay, and he played Mr. America, which was fucking fantastic stuff. And him entering the United Kingdom as the enemy, as the All-American against the hometown hero Will Ospreay, that was great old school pro wrestling. Loved it. But now he's a heel, and he's staying a heel, which is great for us because MJF as a heel is the best MJF. But Adam Cole at that time was a heel. MJF was a babyface. Now they flipped roles. MJF is now the heel, and Adam Cole is the babyface. And there's a story here between them due to their history, but they're missing a lot of shit, which I know that MJF and Adam Cole are probably going to do their very best to try and fill those gaps. But where's the Undisputed Kingdom? Are they going to tell us why Adam Cole's not affiliated with them? Why he doesn't want to be affiliated with them? You know, there's a lot of questions here. There's a lot of logic gaps that need to be filled. Do you trust that these guys are going to do the right thing to make sense of this, to get one final match, and then they both move on?
No. Absolutely fucking not. I mean, why would we? It seems that they're booking some things literally by the seat of their fucking pants. I mean, when you do stuff like we see someone as a heel and then next time we see them, their baby face, I almost feel like you're just insulting your audience's intelligence at that point. Everything needs some kind of explanation. If you need someone to turn for whatever long-term reasons that you need them to turn, it's fine, bro. I get it. Shit happens. But you have to fucking explain it. You just can't go out there and say, Chris, guess what? You're babyface now. Go get him. Hey, Adam, glad you're back, brother. Good to see you. Guess what? You're a babyface now. Go out there. The heat comes down on the performers to the average viewer. The average viewer is going to sit back and say, wow, I thought this person was a bad guy. I thought this person was this. So I'm trying to keep up with these storylines with this company, but they keep fucking changing. I'm getting confused. How do you keep people coming back when you are constantly confusing them with your storytelling? You're doing the polar opposite of what you're supposed to be doing with your storytelling, which is get them to come back more. Consistency and just things that make sense. Reasoning is all you need. You just can't go out there and just change. It doesn't work like that.
You know, a lot of this is very confusing. You know, I feel like coming out of World's End, MJF was the one who was fucked over. He was fucked over by Adam Cole. And the injuries, there were a lot of injuries. Adam Cole was injured. They tried their best to fucking continue that storyline going with him in a brace. And then the Undisputed Kingdom was formed. MJF went away for 6 months. He had his shoulder injury, and he had his hip injury, and he got himself. He's still supposedly feeling the ramifications of what happened in December last year, even now. And the way he wrestles, obviously, he's going to continue to work banged up. There's no doubt about it. But Adam Cole fucked over MJF. MJF came back and put the kibosh on Adam Cole. So why are we feuding these guys after MJF physically told us himself on Dynamite, live on national television, that he's moving on from whatever they did in December? Now, Adam Cole is back for what reason? What reason does Adam Cole have to want to go after MJF? All MJF did was put him in the ground on his return night. Adam Cole fucked this guy over. What exactly is Adam Cole looking for? He already did the most damage that you could possibly do to MJF. He took the fucking world title from him. If anything, MJF should be the one who wants to go and get revenge on Adam Cole. I don't understand where we're going with this. Where are we going with this?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Am I going crazy? Tony, you got $600 million coming in. You better hire some fucking writers. Seriously. What the fuck are we doing, bro?
We're supposed to be sitting here talking with our viewers and listeners about the story that you're telling us. We should be here putting your story into perspective for people who may have missed some things or didn't correlate some things. We're supposed to be talking about, and this happened here tonight because don't forget, a few months back when Cole did this happened, so this is how this makes sense. Instead, we're sitting here rubbing our heads like, what the fuck is happening
Jesse,
right now?
how ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. How ridiculous does it sound that MJF had the world title fucking screwed away from him? He's the one that should be looking for revenge to get the world title back. Yet Adam Cole is back for what reason? What does he want with MJF? What could he possibly be looking for, man? If anything, MJF should be the one looking for blood. He should be looking for the world title. What the fuck does he want with Adam Cole? Oh my God. Yet Dax and the fucking legions of AEW tribalists think I'm the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Right? Jimmy Jacobs is the fucking reason why AEW's creative is in the fucking toilet, right?
Dax would love you if you sat there and just ate all of this bullshit that creative is spitting out. But if you ate all of the bullshit that AEW is spitting out, that would pretty much make you an idiot. That would make you stupid. If you sit there and take the creative that they're giving us and say, this is great, this is awesome, this is fantastic, you would be an idiot. So I'm guessing by that logic, Dax loves stupid people. That's all I can Otherwise, I don't understand it. You're poking holes in the logic gaps that they're fucking giving us, and my God, there are a ton of them. And that makes him angry.
If Adam Cole should be fucking focusing on anybody, it's Wardlow. The last thing he said when he was on television is, you're going to go out there and help Undisputed Era win the championship. And then he alluded to Wardlow winning the championship and then Wardlow giving it to him. So he should be having a problem with Wardlow and should be, the first thing Adam Cole should be doing on television is giving us a fucking reason as to why he's with or not with the Undisputed Kingdom. He's going after MJF. I mean, Tony, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Why don't you have people on your writing team that are physically in the fucking room with you, like I'm staring in the fucking camera here, telling you this shit? Why? Unbelievable. MJF tweeted why people cheered Cole. Why did people cheer Cole? Because he's the returning Adam Cole. That's why.
Yeah.
He's been out for fucking 18 months. Of course he's going to be fucking cheered when he comes back. Just like MJF was cheered when he came back. And he was out for 6 months. We miss them. Well, man, did they drop the ball on this big time. I don't even think with all their collective heads they could come up with a sound reason that makes sense.
No. Wardlow's injured. Guys, I have complete faith, absolute faith, that if Wardlow was 100% healthy, we would see him on television just as much as we see him right now. Just as much.
There hasn't been one fucking report about Wardlow being injured, man. I'm sure he's banged up, man. There hasn't been one report on Wardlow being injured.
Injured doing what?
Supposedly he got into a car accident.
Okay, that would do it. Okay. But again, if he was not injured at all, guys, seriously, I don't think he'd be on television at all. He'd be sitting right next to fucking Ricky Starks.
I don't know, man. We'll figure it out. Hopefully they can figure something out here. But everything that you guys heard from us, man, I want to see someone fucking, whether you work there or whether you're a fucking hater listening to us, man, I want to see you defend this shit. You can't. And I love both of these guys. Both of them. But this ain't it. And by the way, I want to say this right here, right now. Okay, if you're going to do MJF and Adam Cole, I don't give a fuck. I don't know who's listening to me. This is what is best. And I'm telling you right now, please, for the love of God, don't rush an MJF and Adam Cole match at Full Gear. That's not what we need. Save it. I don't give a shit. If Max is listening to me, or Cole, or anybody over there, please, for the love of God, don't rush an MJF Adam Cole match. The best place for that is World's End. Seeing what happened last year. You figure out what you got to do at World's End. At Full Gear, we should get MJF and Jack Perry, two pillars, quote unquote pillars, teaming up in a tag team match against Adam Cole and Danny Garcia. Then at World's End, you do Danny Garcia and Jack Perry for the TNT title, and you do MJF and Adam Cole in a one-on-one grudge match. There's no reason to rush over the next 6 weeks a TNT title match and a one-on-one match with Adam Cole and MJF. None.
Nah, fuck that. I want to see it on Rampage. Adam Cole, MJF on Rampage this Friday. Book it. Here we go.
Build the story. Give me a break. Build the story. Build the story.
Nope.
Please.
Nope. Fuck it.
Do I trust them to do that? Of course not. Story does not exist in their vocabulary.
Nope. Not even Collision. Collision's too big. Put it on Rampage.
Whatever.
Put it on ROH. Boom.
Konosuke Takeshita He went one-on-one. Well, actually, no one-on-one. I guess Will Ospreay and Ricochet. One-on-one versus one-on-one. Triple threat match. AEW International Championship. You and I, Jesse, we made some waves in the IWC complaining about Ricochet and Will Ospreay taking place legitimately 4 weeks after Ricochet signed an AEW contract, man. They blow through one of the biggest matches that they could possibly do for both of these guys in the entire company. And legitimately, the only reason why Ricochet was brought into AEW was to feud with Will Ospreay. They gave it to you in 4 weeks. The match itself didn't deliver. I didn't really see anything spectacular there that blew me away, especially after seeing what Will Ospreay's body of work has been in 2024. But coming out of that, and we were live on the air when we heard that it was a triple threat match. I'm like, all right, let's figure out a nice way to get this story going, to maybe take it to the next stage. Maybe we do a tag team match and they team up together, Ricochet and Will Ospreay against Konosuke, Takeshita, and Kyle Fletcher. I don't know, something along those lines, kind of coming up with it, saving it for a later date before we get back to the one-on-one match. They book a triple threat match literally that same night as Takeshita ruined the match, caused the DQ, and we got the International Championship triple threat tonight. Granted, we all knew that this match was going to be fucking great. This was easily the best match of the night. How are you feeling about the entire situation here with Ricochet and Ospreay now losing the championship and Konosuke Takeshita being the new international champion? Are you feeling a little different coming out of what we saw 2 weeks ago on the 5-year anniversary Dynamite?
No, I mean, look, the match was fine. And to be honest with you, I mean fine. I mean, the match was fantastic. I don't mean like the match was fine. No, the match was fantastic.
This was easily the best triple threat match. This was the best triple threat match in pro wrestling all year.
Probably. I don't remember all of them right now, but I wouldn't doubt that at all. You know, I'm strictly talking about the booking of the match itself. You know, because the match slayed like it was like it could only slay. I mean, what else are we gonna get with these three fucking guys?
Yeah.
But so now what happens now? We've had Ricochet and Ospreay like what 1.5 times now, basically. I mean, to be honest with you, I really wish that the first match they did never happened at all. And as far as I'm concerned, this could have been the first interaction they've had in AEW. Still leaving us the bigger nugget of a one-on-one match. Still giving us more time to put meat on the bone for a legitimate one-on-one match. I think the three-way like they did here tonight gave us the chance to see the acrobatic spots that we did get eventually and everything else. I mean, the stuff that we expected to see in a classic Ospreay Ricochet match. Continue to build, give us something down the road, turn one of them heel, probably, I mean, Ricochet, who are we fucking kidding here? Put some more meat on the bone, give it more story, and let their first one-on-one match be a bigger fucking deal down the road. Right now, it just feels like they took the title off of Ospreay to get him ready to fight a feud with Jon Moxley. Get the top babyface and your new top heel.
You think they took the title off of Will Ospreay to feud with Jon Moxley?
Yep. I think they're lining up Ospreay and Jon Moxley. I think they want, when they eventually put the title on Ospreay, it's going to be coming off of Moxley. Eventually.
I don't know. I don't know how long Jon Moxley. First of all, we need to know why the fuck he valued the world championship so much. No, right. Well, he didn't really value it for himself. He valued it for whoever he's going to give it to because it's more important than the world championship. So I don't think that world championship is going anywhere anytime soon, especially for the rest of this year. I don't think Will Ospreay is going to be near that world championship until at least Allin next year.
No, I think, bruh, you think they're going to hold off putting that title on Will Ospreay into Allin?
Yes.
Bruh.
Yes.
Please. They waited 15 minutes to give us Ricochet and Will Ospreay.
I'll make a bold prediction right here. I don't even think Will Ospreay gets the world championship until the end of the year next year. We may go all year next year without Will Ospreay as the world champion.
I would be shocked if we get to the new year.
Well, how many guys are we going to put into the world championship picture, man? What we saw, I don't want to jump ahead here, but man, they're really teasing Darby Allin going back after Jon Moxley in that world championship now. Did you see that?
No. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, at the end, yeah.
Then we got Adam Page. Jay White wants the world championship. I mean, how many fucking people we want on the world championship scene?
Will's their guy, though, and he has no title now.
I don't think Will Ospreay needs a championship.
Oh, look, I can't agree with you more, but that's not who we're talking about here. Talking about Tony fucking Khan. His top guy has no title. The chase begins. I think the chase begins right now.
We'll see, but this was a phenomenal match. I loved everything about this match except for a couple of situations where there was a bunch of no-sells, which was just ridiculous. I mean, we'll get to it when I get to it, but I mean, that's the only thing I could take away. It's just silly to watch shit like that unfold. But Don Callis is on commentary, and obviously Takeshita wanted the championship coming out of the 5-year anniversary show. They booked this match. I didn't really think they were going to pull the trigger because, let's be honest, if you guys watch the show regularly like we do, they teased. And we know it because we saw it with our own eyes. They teased at least Takeshita and Okada for the Continental title. Then all of a sudden they dropped that and moved Takeshita on to a international championship title picture. And Okada now has nothing. So I don't know where that may be down the road. We may get that in the Continental Classic. I have no idea. If that's the case, I would actually prefer that instead of just randomly feuding them together over the title and nothing comes of it. So the Continental Classic is where I'd love to see Takeshita compete because with him on TV weekly in a tournament like that, that's going to be great television. But this match, Don Callis is on commentary. Ospreay and Ricochet double-teamed Takeshita at the start. Ricochet and Ospreay decided to go and do legitimately the same spot, Jesse, that they did at the 5-year anniversary show to start their match. They did the big backflips and they were fucking going tit for tat. And then they did the same spot, only this time Takeshita jumps off the ropes and lands a double drop kick on both guys in their pose and takes them both out, which was great. So Takeshita sent Bolt crashing into the barricade on the outside, and he gets a decent reaction here from the crowd because I think a lot of people appreciate his talent and want to see him succeed, even though he's a heel. Takeshita spiked Ricochet with a suplex before setting up a table ringside. He wanted a Blue Thunder Bomb off the apron, but Ricochet floated over and into the ring. So the table spot and the Blue Thunder Bomb through the table spot did not happen yet. Takeshita missed a charging knee. Ricochet tried for a Sasuke special. He was caught. Ospreay did one of his own and wiped out both guys on the outside. Back inside, Ricochet hits a neck breaker on Takeshita. Simultaneously connected on a DDT on Ospreay. Ricochet tried a rolling flatliner, but it allowed Takeshita to come back with a big forearm. Blue Thunder Bomb was blocked. Ospreay comes in with a handspring Pele kick, took out both Ricochet and Takeshita. All three guys are on the apron above the table now, going back and forth. So this table is definitely coming into play. We just don't know when. Takeshita was knocked back and forth with strikes until Ricochet dodged an Os cutter. Ospreay tried to launch off Ricochet's back, but Takeshita caught him with a DVD on the apron, which looked great. Ricochet flew off with a Meteora on Takeshita. He then placed Takeshita on the table. As he went for a dive, Ospreay cut off the charge with a Spanish fly in the ring for a 2. Ospreay wanted Stormbreaker. Ricochet pop up into a snap hurricanrana of his own. Ricochet blocked Hidden Blade into a snap backslide bomb. Ricochet up top. He rolled through a 450. Ospreay hit a pop-up power bomb into a Styles Clash for a 2 count. Takeshita broke it up. So in a crazy sequence here, Takeshita wiped out Ospreay with a big crunchy into a deadlift German. Ricochet flew in with a handspring. Takeshita countered into a Blue Thunder Bomb. Takeshita wound up and hit Ospreay and Ricochet with forearms as both slowly got to their feet. And it was Takeshita who buckled here, kept rising. He destroyed Bolt with the biggest forearms of the match. Ospreay tried a thrust kick. He caught Ricochet until a wall walk enziguri hit Takeshita, who avoided an Os cutter. Takeshita threw a lariat, and it was so hard that Ospreay flipped to his feet, coming out of the lariat, and hit an Os cutter. Ricochet then flew in off the screen with a 450 and broke up the pin in a great sequence. So at this point, we got Fight Forever chance, and this is where things get a little ridiculous. Ricochet and Ospreay fight in the corner. Takeshita gets a Doomsday device, or gets in position for a Doomsday device. Ospreay tried a springboard lariat, but Ricochet landed on his feet, and then we got a chain of poison ranas We got Ospreay doing one to Ricochet. Ricochet no-sells Ospreay's Poison Rana. He then delivers a Poison Rana to Will Ospreay, and then they're both fucking stunned, and they're drunk looking, standing up on their feet. That led to Takeshita hitting a double German on both guys and taking both guys out. That, to me, I look at that, Jesse, and I say to myself, first of all, I think of you because I see you just fucking, what the fuck is this shit? 2 Poison Ranas, man. A Poison Rana is a dangerous fucking move. Here we got Ricochet and Will Ospreay selling Poison Ranas, selling Poison Ranas, rather, to each other. And it's like, come on, man, really? Why do we have to go to this stupidity after such a great competitive match up until this point,
I just
maybe we're just old school. I don't know.
And that's what I'm trying not to be like, oh, it shouldn't be this. It should only be this, because there are different types of pro wrestling, and I get it. But I do think all of pro wrestling needs to protect the art of pro wrestling, and people should not be able to just jump right up from impact moves. Now, there are extremely rare exceptions, and you got to keep those exceptions very, very sacred and very, very minimum. But it's just done too much here. And that's all I'll say about that. I don't want to be like, I don't like it, so it's stupid. It's a style of pro wrestling, and I get it. But every style has to respect selling moves. Because if you're not doing that, then it's just acrobatics at that point.
Yeah, that was a little ridiculous. So after that spot, after the German, Takeshita brought Ricochet to the corner. Ospreay cut it off and did a top rope Hurricane Rana that sent Ricochet flying into the arms of Takeshita, and he collapsed. I think Ricochet was supposed to go either for another Rana, or Takeshita was supposed to catch Ricochet coming off the top rope into a powerbomb position and then powerbomb him down. Instead, Ricochet came off and actually rolled through with Takeshita and actually rolled into a roll-up. So I don't know what was going on there, but they corrected it, I think, just randomly out of nowhere, and ended up working out pretty decently. But I don't know exactly what they were going for there. Ospreay wanted Hidden Blade, but ate a Ricochet corkscrew kick as he went for a big shooting star press. Takeshita ran in with a power drive knee and took out both men. He actually pinned both guys, and both guys kicked out at the same time, and Takeshita couldn't believe it. So Takeshita's like, what the fuck do I got to do at this point? He's looking down at the table that's set up on the outside that they tried to battle through earlier. Ricochet fought off a pump curb stomp, looked for vertigo. Takeshita counted into crunchy through the table, which looked fucking unbelievable. He drove Ricochet head first through the fucking table off the apron to the outside, which looked unbelievable. So he's fired up. He high-fived Callis coming out of the table rubble. Ospreay met him with a Hidden Blade back in the ring. He kicks out at a 1. He just went through a fucking table. He gets in the ring. He gets hit with Ospreay's signature and kicks out at a 1. Like, the crowd loved it, but I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Are you kidding me? What is he, a cyborg?
Who got damn near blackballed for no selling a table spot? Was that
Leo Rush?
Leo Rush? Yes,
Yeah.
Leo Rush, yeah. He did.
That was off a ladder.
Oh my God.
Ridiculous, man. So he got the Hidden Blade, 1 count. Ospreay hit it again, but Callis got her from the commentary table and pulled the referee out because that was it. Ospreay was winning. Callis went for a screwdriver shot. He pulled out a screwdriver. He was about to hit Ospreay in the head with the screwdriver. Ospreay blocked it. He then gets Callis in a Tiger Driver position, and he teased the Tiger Driver. But we get a hoodied individual coming out, and we all knew it was Kyle Fletcher. He takes the screwdriver and hits Ospreay in the head with the screwdriver. He unveils himself to be Kyle Fletcher. And Takeshita dropped his knee pad, hit the power drive knee, and wins the International Championship 1, 2, 3. New champion. Post-match, Ospreay crawled to Fletcher, picked him up, and he hit a Tiger Driver 93 on Will Ospreay, did Kyle Fletcher. Don Callis told Fletcher he's so proud of him. After we saw on Tuesday, that he tried to get Fletcher to do the screwdriver spot, but he didn't do it. Tonight, he did it. So he's proud of him tonight. Takeshita walked to the back with Callis. They shook hands and said Takeshita is in the best in the world, and there's no one like him in pro wrestling. This was a phenomenal match. Outside those 2 fucking silly spots, I thought this was one of the best matches of the entire year. Easily the best triple threat match all year. But man, Takeshita is now the international champion. Do you see a long reign for him, or was this a token title run for Takeshita to eventually drop it to either Will Ospreay again or potentially Ricochet at Full Gear?
Bro, I don't even fucking know anymore. I can tell you what makes sense, but what I think they're gonna do, I don't get it. I don't get it. Takeshita should have been champion a long time ago, first off. He's champion now. Great. How long? A few weeks? A year? I don't see why he can't hold on for at least 6 to 7 months or so. At least. But that means he'll probably lose by the next pay-per-view.
He's the type of guy that is perfect for that international championship. I mean, he is great. He's knowing his background and where he came from. I mean, that title was made for him. So, yes, a long title reign for him with that international championship would be ideal. But clearly, Kyle Fletcher is going to be in position to be a singles, a big singles guy. They got major plans, it seems like, for Kyle Fletcher. But clearly, they're setting up Fletcher and Ospreay. When are we getting that? I don't know. Again, just like, probably. But just like Adam Cole and MJF, I don't know what they do with those guys. I'm going to say the same thing here. I could see a situation. The first thing that jumps off the page here with me is Ricochet did not get pinned. So he's going to obviously lobby for a championship match because he wasn't the one pinned. That's the basic as basic could be here. So I could see that being an aspect here coming out of this match. But Ricochet and Ospreay, I don't know what their problem is. I don't know where their story's going. Does Ricochet feel for Will Ospreay here? Or does he just not give a shit about Will Ospreay? I could see one of two things happening here. He doesn't give a shit, number one, clearly. That's the easy direction. Or two, he backs up Will Ospreay and says, listen, I came into AEW because I wanted you. I wanted to prove myself to you. And I want you at your best when I get you again in the ring one-on-one. So he's going to help Will Ospreay take care of Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita. Maybe we get a tag team match. Then maybe at the pay-per-view, we get Ricochet and Takeshita one-on-one, Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay one-on-one in their own right. And then we get those two separate matches, those two separate situations. Before we get to World's End, maybe we get Ricochet and Will Ospreay in a match at World's End. I don't know. Again, like you, Jesse, I don't know where they go. I mean, I wish that they would flesh this out into a bigger story, but I don't think AEW is going to do that. I think we're going to get random matches. I think we're going to get a quick payoff, and then we'll get Will Ospreay back with that international championship before the end of the year.
Watch this. 100% fact. I bet nobody thought about this. We're going to get more story build for Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay by the time they get their match than we got for Ricochet and Will Ospreay.
Yes. Yes, we are.
Bro, how oh my God. How does that make any fucking sense?
It's all over the place. I don't know. I don't know. But hey, they had the balls to pin Will Ospreay and have him drop the international championship to Konosuke Takeshita. Everybody's happy for now. Where do we go from here? I couldn't fucking tell you. Sometimes it's easy to see where they're going. Sometimes it's easy to see where it's going, which is a great thing, which opens up discussion for shows like this. We genuinely don't know where they're going, and that is a problem. It's not because, oh my God, it's unpredictable. We don't know because they don't know. They don't know.
Bro, it's
crazy. This was a great match, though. Easily the best match of the night. So it looks like we're getting Ospreay and Fletcher. Don't know where he fits into plans with Fletcher and the international championship. Konosuke Takeshita the champion. How long is he the champion? Is he going to defend that championship, or is it going to be a situation like Jey Uso, who won the Intercontinental Championship from Braun Breaker, and is eventually going to drop it in 3 fucking weeks? We don't know.
Yeah, they already need him to drop it. They need him elsewhere.
We don't know. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we get some clearer answers on Wednesday's Dynamite.
But I will give them this. I will give them this with Ospreay dropping. They protected him very well.
Yeah.
So it was a great match. He was protected in it. It all makes sense. He loses no momentum.
Like, where are we going with, what is the deal with Kyle Fletcher? What is the plan for him? You would think that he would want the international championship too. I mean, is it a situation where he doesn't care about the international championship? And if he doesn't, where's he going? Because he's feuding with Will Ospreay. I don't see him beating Will Ospreay in a match or coming out on top in a feud. So what's the deal there?
Well, I mean,
it puts him in a big match situation, which is great, but I don't see him coming out on top.
Well, they need to tell that story, when they explain everything that went down. That should be a part of the fallout. Why Fletcher now wants to feud with his best friend as opposed to, going after the title. I mean, he's committed to the family. Don talked craziness into him. It all makes sense if they explain it the right way. I mean, but this was the eventual this all makes sense. His best friend turning on him to side with Callis. The story is there. That makes sense. Why isn't he going for the title? Well, tell me. There's nothing wrong with Fletcher and Ospreay feuding. It just needs to make sense as it goes along. And the turn, at Pro Wrestling 101 tells us that Fletcher was going to turn on Ospreay. We all saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah.
So just explain it to us and let's get on with it.
So we'll see. Hopefully we'll get some more answers on Wednesday, but this was a tremendous match. And if there is one thing about this show that you should definitely go out and watch, it is this triple threat match. Will Ospreay, there's nothing like a Will Ospreay match. Easily the best pro wrestler in the world right now. Ricochet finally woke up. This was easily Ricochet's best performance since coming to AEW, and Takeshi's fucking brilliant. He has been brilliant for years. Ever since he joined AEW, I didn't know a fucking thing about Takeshi. As soon as I saw him wrestle, I'm like, that's the guy. He is great. So I'm happy for him, and I hope that they make sense of whatever they're doing here with these three guys, because that is some fucking talented threesome that is competing for the international championship. There's no reason why you can't tell a great, captivating story with that championship with those three guys right there. Renee Paquette. She's backstage with Orange Cassidy and Jerry Lynn, who told Cassidy that he's never seen anyone like him in his 40 years in the business. Jerry Lynn says he knows Cassidy's been going through some stuff, but with all the chaos going on in AEW, if Cassidy tried, he could be the man. Hook walked in and told Cassidy, listen to Jerry Lynn, you are the man. What the fuck is that about? Are we getting Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy for the AEW championship?
Well, yeah, I was bruising my Twitter a second ago. We did have a viewer who said his chat wasn't going through, but he said, yeah, he was calling OC versus Jon Moxley, man.
Are we definitely getting that match? Who said that?
Let me go take a look at it. I mean, it wasn't like a foregone, but yeah, he put the clip up. It was Pudge Richardson. I don't know what the screen name in the chat is, but he said, yeah, he said he's calling Orange Cassidy going after Moxley. And I mean, I guess look, I'm trying to be somewhat optimistic here. Moxley's gonna need an opponent. Moxley's gonna steamroll his first opponent. Fine. I guess. Fine. I mean, it needs to make sense a little bit more than this. But since he's going to steamroll whoever it is that fucking gets in the ring with him first, Orange Cassidy, fine. Fine. Get it out of the fucking way. You know what I'm saying? I don't want this to be a long-term fucking feud, though. But fine.
Yeah, I guess. Again, I'm not interested in any sense of the word.
Who? No matter who it is, they're going to fucking lose. Let it be Orange. I just don't want to see a long, drug-out fucking feud from it. That's all.
Renee Paquette, she interviewed Orange Cassidy, and that's what I got out of that. That's exactly what I got. I'm like, AEW Championship? That's what Jerry Lynn's message means. So we didn't really know about it then, and then Jon Moxley won the championship. I'm like, yeah, there you go. There you go. That's exactly what it's shaping up to be. Swerve Strickland. He returned to Tacoma in the Tacoma Dome. Prince Nana introduced Swerve to the ring to a big ovation. Nana continued to dance and ask whose house, Strickland said. With a microphone in his hand, it feels weird being out here without the AEW championship around his waist, but he's happy to be home again. Strickland said his medical update is he still feels wonky And he has tingling in his fingers as everything he said about Bryan Danielson is coming back to him now, as karma is real. But he is medically cleared. Strickland wanted to address his hometown about the past, present, and the future. So before he could say anything, MVP interrupted on the stage with Shelton Benjamin. MVP said it's his future that he wants to discuss, as maybe his minion didn't give him MVP's card. Strickland must be thinking about the decisions regarding his future. MVP believed in Strickland before he believed in himself. The crowd starts chanting for Swerve's house as MVP said they're right. But Strickland's career is floundering a little bit with his current management. Thankfully, MVP is good at taking former champions and making them realize why they're great. So let's talk business. Strickland first off said, well, hello. Called him P. What? And then he brings up a Defy match that they had years ago where he beat MVP on that night. Strickland saw MVP take stars and make them superstars like Shelton Benjamin, who was a huge inspiration as he paved the way for Strickland and black wrestlers to do what they do. Strickland turned. It's nice to see Shelton Benjamin getting some flowers because a lot of Shelton Benjamin over the years has been kind of underappreciated. So that was cool to see him get some recognition there because he's great.
I agree.
Yeah. So Strickland turns to Nana and said MVP wasn't wrong in that the past few months haven't treated them right. Since being with Nana, Strickland lost it all in, he lost it all out, and he lost his childhood home. On the other hand, he wouldn't have all these things he's had if it wasn't for Nana. The potential, though, with Strickland and MVP, they could make history. With MVP and Benjamin backing him up, he could be even more dangerous in AEW. Strickland brought up his wages, go up week in and week out, and brings up Nana still selling weed to high school kids. The biggest thing about Nana is he's family, and Strickland doesn't turn his back on family for anybody. MVP can take his business cards and shove them up his ass because they are here in Swerve's house. Shelton Benjamin gets some TV time and said Strickland misread the situation. They aren't asking. They're demanding. You're either with us or against us. So things got a little crazy in there as referees are out there. Christopher Daniels hit the ring as they tried to separate everyone from getting into a pull-apart brawl. Benjamin was convinced by MVP to lay low, retreat, turn back to Strickland and said, time is ticking as he points to his watch. Strickland and Nana ended the segment by hugging each other and embracing each other as the segment came to a close. So the first thing I want to call attention to is that AEW tonight, no matter what you thought of the show and the lackluster matches that we got throughout this show, it looked like AEW paced the show a little bit better than previous shows. Usually it's banger after banger, match after match. It's like one guy could be in the ring fucking winning a match, and then as that's happening and that competitor's walking up the aisleway, we got someone else in the next match immediately coming out, man. There's literally no time to breathe. AEW had a few backstage segments tonight, and they had a Dynamite-esque promo segment thrown in the middle of this show. That breaks up the rush and hurried pace of the pay-per-view, which I actually quite like. So more of that, please. Whatever you guys did as far as flow tonight, keep that going and build upon that. Secondly, I think everybody, including Jesse and I, thought that Bobby Lashley was going to come on out here and reintroduce himself to the pro wrestling audience after leaving WWE and joining AEW. That was not the case. Again, I don't know where they go with this, but we got Adam Cole coming back. We got MJF. I think putting Bobby Lashley on the show and with the rumors of Shane McMahon on the show, it would have been one was outshining the others. So you didn't want to do Bobby Lashley on the same show where we got Adam Cole back. That's a big deal. Or MJF back. That's a big fucking deal. Together on the screen together, starting a feud together. That's a big deal. So you didn't want to put Bobby Lashley on the same show to take away the shine of MJF and Adam Cole. I would say that they wait on Bobby Lashley. There's no rush. It looks like they started something with Shelton Benjamin and Swerve Strickland. Jesse, what did you take away from this? Because I think that we may be getting Swerve versus Benjamin, and then at Full Gear, we get Bobby Lashley introduced, and then we get that feud on the road, and they build to that. But I think Shelton Benjamin should get in the ring and really reintroduce us to who he is. And I think a match with Swerve could certainly do that.
No, that's kind of where I think it's going to.
Yeah.
But do me a favor while I talk here. Someone said my volume was coming through low, so I checked myself a little bit. It's a little low. I'm maxed mic volume on both the sources I have. Okay, if you can turn me up somewhere on your end as I talk, if you have it or not, I don't know. But it looks like they're gonna give us a little appetizer of Swerve and Shelton Benjamin first, and probably have Bobby Lashley come out and during that match and help Shelton win. But I don't know if I want to wait fucking 6 fucking weeks to have Bobby Lashley come out though, man. I mean, I think he should be out before that. As a matter of fact, Shelton Benjamin and Swerve should be on a Wednesday night for sure.
You think that they do Bobby Lashley and Swerve Strickland at Full Gear? Because we all know, we all know he's coming in. We just don't know.
We know he's coming. He's coming. Absolutely. But I do kind of see Swerve and Lashley at as a pay-per-view match, and Swerve and Benjamin as a. I mean that could be a Dynamite main event match as far as I'm concerned though, which would be a nice little debut for Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know where they go and how hurried they're gonna get through this storyline, but I feel like Bobby needs to be debuted first before we get anything in regards to Jon Moxley. You can't have them both happen. You don't want to blow through everything at the same time. So I think Bobby Lashley is first on the priority list. Get that going because you've obviously brought in MVP. You brought in Shelton Benjamin. If you wait till fucking the end of the year to bring in Bobby Lashley, I mean, that's ridiculous. So Bobby Lashley and Swerve, that's the direction. I don't know if we get Benjamin and Swerve first, but I think we kind of get this to a peak at Full Gear, and then we'll worry about where we go after that. But yes, I thought this was good stuff. I'm excited to see where this goes. You know, there is the discussion about MVP and Shelton and Bobby Lashley coming on in being 3 ex-WWE guys, all in their 50s, helping AEW television. Normally, when someone from WWE comes on over, they're hot for a couple weeks, and then the hype dies off, and they don't really end up helping the company in the long run, and they're not a benefit to the ratings or anything of that nature. So I know the discussion and the discourse online is going to be, well, here's 3 more ex-WWE guys that don't really do anything to help AEW where it needs help, but you know, how many other people on that roster are dying for an opportunity that are not going to get an opportunity because you brought in Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley and you're going to put them on TV instead of putting them on TV? That's something that needs to be, you know, talked about. You can't ignore it. No matter how good Benjamin and Bobby Lashley are, that's going to be a discussion that's going to be raised.
Yeah, but here's what I don't like, though, is that, yeah, they'll come in and, yeah, they'll be hot shit for a little bit and, yeah, they'll die off. But guess what? Again, that's creative's fucking fault. It is always creative's fault that they died off and they kind of mean nothing and they did nothing. The performers are doing everything asked of them and probably going above and beyond. But creative stops giving a shit. I'll go back to Deonna Purrazzo. Came in with all kinds of fanfare. Creative stopped giving a shit and put her on a Collision. So, I mean, it's creative gets tired of them. And yeah, these guys are in their 50s, but I'm on record saying before that Shelton Benjamin does not move and perform like a 50-year-old wrestler. Neither does Bobby Lashley. Now, they don't need to be pushed to the main event. They don't need to be the focus of the fucking show. There is a solid mid-card in this company that these guys can hold down, and it's not necessarily taking away, but at the same time it is, because TV time is very limited here, so I understand what everyone's saying, but they're not using the fucking people. They think that they're dull and they're not great anymore, but it's creative. Creative has made them dull and not fun for us to watch anymore. Not the performers. There's nothing wrong with the guys they have sitting there in catering. It's creative. You have to give these guys something to actually fucking do.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I only talk about that because it's the first thing that's on my mind when I see 3 ex-WWE guys coming on in after we got Mercedes in this year and we got Adam Copeland and we got how many other ex-WWE guys on the show? You know,
it'd be easier to name the people who are not ex-W. Everyone has worked for WWE fucking E. Everyone but Kenny Omega and the Bucks.
Yes, but the problem is, Jesse, when you are AEW and you present yourself as the alternative, and then you turn into WWE with their roster, hiring all their fucking castaways and people that don't, you know, find a spot for themselves over there, or the company doesn't want them anymore, and you quickly bring them on in. I mean, what type of perception is that? That's not the AEW that you and I fell in love with. I mean, 1 or 2 is fine. I mean, we were over the moon when Andrade got here and Malachi got here. What have they done? Nothing.
Creative. What would you propose that a promoter does with an Adam Cole as a free agent, a Bryan Danielson free agent, Malachi free agent? What is he? Well, you guys are ex-WWE guys. Get out of here.
Well,
what do you suggest happens to these people when they become free agents?
Well, maybe we shouldn't have an owner who tries to collect all the fucking toys to build up the most impressive toy shelf so that he can brag to his fucking Sandlot buddies. Hey, man, look at what I got. You know,
it's not who he has; it's what he's doing with them, though. I mean,
which is a problem.
You're running the promotion. You have infinite deep pockets. Bryan Danielson wants to work for you. You're not going to hire him now, right? Because he's the next WWE guy. Adam Cole, no thank you. Chris Jericho, nope, ex-WWE guy, no thank you.
You don't
Adam
need
Cole,
you
get the fuck out of
you
here.
don't need to bring in everybody, dude.
Who gets passed on? Who are you saying no to that AEW said yes to?
Who am I saying no to? Give me a list of people. I'll tell you no and yes right now.
The whole roster is everyone on that roster minus a handful of guys are ex Darby Allin, the Bucks, Kenny Omega. I can't think of anyone else. Daniel Garcia. I can't think of anyone else that is not a former WWE guy. No one.
I don't know. I think it's a problem. I think, you know, obviously you're not going to get the roster there to complain or fucking voice their concerns. So I'm voicing my concerns for them. How many roster spots are being pushed down because you are now bringing 3 50-year-old ex-WWE guys to AEW television?
Yeah. Yeah, he's bringing them in because they're the talk of the town right now, and he's going to do something with them right now. But, yeah, they will fall to the wayside down the road.
I mean, that was the big hook in MJF's pipe bomb in Los Angeles a couple of years ago, where he called Tony Khan a fucking mark and told him to get behind the barricade with the rest of the marks. That was one of his key lines. Would you consider me important if I was an ex-WWE guy? I mean, how much truth was in that promo?
But the truth is, WWE is the largest corporation in the world. If you start up an NFL team a football league right now, 95% of your league's gonna be full of former NFL players. The world, everyone who's a wrestler strive to be in WWE, and most of them made it, and the best made it. So when they have a falling out or contract ends and they want to leave, they want to go somewhere else, you go to this other company and people get mad that you went to WWE.
Out of all the WWE guys that Tony has signed and brought to the company, there's only 5 that jump off the page to me as being semi-successful in AEW. Tony Storm, Swerve, Jon Moxley, Bryan Danielson, and Christian Cage. That's it. That's it.
Well, so with the other guys you wouldn't have hired? Malachi Black?
Malachi Black, listen, if I'm hiring somebody, I am featuring them regularly on TV, bro.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. Yep.
If I'm hiring someone like Malachi Black, I am featuring him on TV. If he is healthy and ready to go, he should be on TV. He's not. So why is he there? His spot gets pushed down even further, and he's not on TV. Buddy Matthews is one of the best pro wrestlers on the fucking planet.
Yep.
What are you doing with him?
I don't know why these people aren't being used correctly. I don't know, bro. I wish I had that answer. I don't know. But these guys, the way they were used in WWE, a lot of times were the ways that were not the correct way to use said guys. So it'd be great to bring them in, change their character, and use them in a better way. Now, to bring them in and use them the exact same character with a different style of a name, I think it's kind of a wasted opportunity. I mean, you want to have a chance to recreate yourself, reinvent yourself on a new company, new platform. Great. do it. Have a plan for him. Use it. But what's the difference in Adam Cole in WWE and Adam Cole in AEW? It is literally the same goddamn Adam Cole. The same exact character and gimmick. No difference.
I would have absolutely brought in Adam Cole, but, Adam Cole is an anomaly because he was injured for most of his AEW run, so we don't really know what his AEW career would have looked like if he didn't get injured. I would have absolutely brought him in. I mean, you're not going to let Adam Cole be a free agent after leaving WWE.
Bryan Danielson. It'll be easier to name who is not an ex-WWE guy. Bucks, Omega, MJF, Darby Allin, Brody King, maybe. Who else? All of them.
Pac.
The whole roster.
Claudio.
He's a former. It'll be easier to find out who's not a former WWE. The whole 95% of the roster is a former WWE wrestler. All of them. I mean, it'd be easier to find the ones who are not. It's just a matter of Tony's bringing them in and not doing shit with them, bro. I mean, and that's obvious to everybody here. He's not doing anything original with them. He's not consistently booking them. He plays with them for a few minutes and then puts them back at the toy box.
Yes.
Just like you suggested, that's which makes them cookie cutter. Nothing special at all.
Listen, it's definitely a topical discussion. I hope that they make television better. I really do. I hope the Hurt Syndicate or whatever they're going to be called in AEW, I hope they make television better. And I hope that they help bring Swerve to where he is now to even bigger heights on AEW television. I think that's the plan. It should be the plan. But Bobby Lashley's coming on and he's not going to be treated as a pushover. He's going to want what he didn't get in WWE. He's going to want to be treated like a big deal. So they
made him champion and they treated him like a big deal.
Yep.
I don't know what he's expecting to get more of here, to be honest with you.
I don't know.
I think he had a good run. Look, his original run in the company was ass. But his second go round was actually really goddamn good.
Yes.
So I don't know if he's going to get treated any better than that here in AEW.
We will see. It's going to be a very interesting story to see play out here. But you guys have been great, man. We got almost 3,000 still in here with you guys or with us. I appreciate you guys very, very, very much. So thank you guys for all the support. 3,000. We got almost 1,000 likes. We need another 80 likes or so for 1,000. And keep those super chats coming in, man. We appreciate you guys very much. As we roll along here, man. Hologram! Oh, my goodness, man. Hologram and the Beast Mortos.
Let's skip this match entirely.
2 out of 3 falls, bro. Are you not excited?
It's 1:30 in the morning here.
Listen, Jesse, do you know the backstory of Hologram?
If I say yes.
Do you know the origins of Hologram, bro? Did you see Tuesday's
clip? I played
clip?
Mortal Kombat. I saw Scorpion. I know who Hologram is.
Did you see Story Time with JD baby on Tuesday? Did you see it?
Nope.
Chat,
Not
Jesse,
in that one.
Jesse,
Not in that one.
Jesse,
Nope.
Jesse didn't see it.
Not in that one. Nope. I'm out.
How many people want to hear Story Time with JD
Nope.
baby and Hologram, man? We got a follow up.
Nope. Don't put me in that one.
How many people, man?
It's just there we go.
Story Time with JD baby. It's coming.
I'm out.
Hologram! He
I did not reply.
He walked on into Tacoma, Washington. It was a foggy, very Silent Hill-like evening in Tacoma, Washington. The crowd was highly anticipating Hologram and the Beast Mortos. They were anticipating dazzling lucha action on this Saturday night. Tony Khan looked at his dad. After tonight's match, he was over the moon excited about Hologram. He immediately called his father as soon as the match was over. The phone rang. His dad picked up and said, "Hey, Pops!
I think they really loved him, Pops. You know, you and Ma laughed at me when I told you I was gonna own a pro wrestling promotion. You all laughed at me telling me Hologram looked like one of the putties from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And now, Pops, he's 15-0 and one step closer to Bill Goldberg's 173-0 undefeated streak.
Hologram. That's what happened tonight. That's what happened. Oh, man.
Bro, don't piss off a billionaire, man.
Who?
Just saying.
He doesn't pay my fucking bills.
He can stop you from breathing. Just saying.
Hollowberg.
Fucking hell, man.
Oh my goodness, man. Look at this guy. We still got fucking Doc playing over here, man. Let me shut Doc off. Come on. Oh my goodness, man. We got Billy with a Billy Bob, $100 super chat. What's up, JD and Jesse? Just coming into the chat. I'm happy for MJF and Adam Cole, baby. Jesse, hope your kid is getting better. Honestly, do we see Shane in AEW soon after tonight? I'm 50-50. OTS for life. I've had a few old fashions tonight. Billy, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Billy. Appreciate you. Jesse, true that Hologram is a lucha legend, right? Beast Mortos, he looks cool with his mask on, and he looks super creepy.
Legend from where? From what?
Super creepy with that mask on, man. He looks cool. What'd you think of this match, man? This was for the sickos.
Look at lucha legend. What was he, Serpentico or something in a previous outfit? What is?
I'm sure Hologram has defeated Serpentico on his way to becoming Bill Goldberg in AEW, bro.
Who was that? Who was it? Who was the luchador that WWE kept fucking packaging?
Sin Cara?
There you go. Is that Hologram?
For all we know, Tony Khan is Hologram.
Ah, okay.
People even thought I was Hologram. For all we know, Jesse's the Beast Mortos. We don't know.
I am not the Beast Mortos.
What'd you think of this match, Jesse? Was it up your, was it in your wheelhouse, man? Was this your cup of coffee tonight?
Didn't watch it. I played COD Mobile.
Okay. Who won, guys? Who won? Beast Mortos or Hologram? Hologram wins the 2 out of 3 falls. He actually was pinned in this match, so I don't think he's really undefeated. But he wins the 2 out of 3 falls match, and that's it.
Let's see.
I gave you a review on Hologram's match on Dynamite, man. Don't push it for a second one, okay? What is that?
There you go. I was playing COD Mobile.
Right? Okay, there you go.
Look at that.
COD Mobile, more interesting than Beast Mortos and Hologram, says the Chi-Town Smart, okay?
The awesome part is if you have a PlayStation 4 controller, you get the little attachment. And
Yeah.
You can attach your phone to the controller and play COD Mobile on your controller.
There you go. Moving on, because we're not reviewing Hologram. Darby Allin and Brody King. This was another match that had zero story coming into it. Sickos. There's no story here. This was basically booked for the show because Darby Allin is from Tacoma or in the resounding area of Tacoma, Washington. This was basically a collision match on pay-per-view. There was no rhyme or reason for this happening. They only did it because Darby's from the area and they wanted him on the pay-per-view because they took his potential championship match away from him because they had him put it on the line against Jon Moxley at Grand Slam, and then he was left with nothing, like a loser. So they told the story of him being a loser as a young child growing up and being bullied, and he wanted to overcome those fears and overcome those bullies here in Brody King.
You've already heard that story.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This match was as you would anticipate, it was
Yes.
good. It was good. But
I will never pass on watching a Darby Allin and Brody King match.
no, Brody's great, and so is Darby. But honestly, if you're asking me genuinely, do I find myself emotionally invested here? No. It was just another match thrown on pay-per-view for absolutely no reason, and there's zero story. Allin sucking a rear naked choke over the top, a callback to how King won the Royal Rampage, so they did play that up. King dragged Allin over the top and dropped down on the edge of the ring. This allowed Brody to get the choke, but broke it at 4 before tossing Allin back inside very easily. So we got a release German followed by one from the apron over the top inside, and finally an avalanche one off the top by King to get a very close near fall. Both men landed hard on the last 2 suplexes. Brody looked at the steps, set up, and wanted a superplex onto them, but Allin fought free. Pie-face King off the ropes onto the steps. Allin followed with a coffin drop onto Brody onto the steps to a loud holy shit chant. Brody broke the count, getting back in the ring at 9, and rolled right into a coffin drop by Darby, and he got the 1, 2, 3. At the end of the match, both guys got to their feet, and Brody King actually offered a handshake to Darby Allin, who accepted as a sign of respect was shown by both guys.
It's awesome.
There you go.
I will never not love a Brody King and Darby Allin match, bro. But like you said, there was not a lot put into it. It was just like here it is. I mean, I enjoyed their last interaction. You know, they were taking this fucking fight to concerts and shit, man.
Yep.
This was that was epic.
Yeah.
That was fucking great. That was absolutely fucking great. This one was just, here's another match. I'll take it. But yeah, I wasn't like emotionally invested into it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I contemplated reading this one off, but why not? Manny Angel just sent me a DM of all of the AEW talent that has not worked for WWE. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
All right. And I feel like we could probably poke a hole in one of these or 2 of these and probably find them in the company somewhere. But, and I believe, was it Britt Baker? No, it wasn't Britt Baker. Anyway, we got Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Hangman, Orange Cassidy, Riho, Thunder Rosa, Darby, Eddie Kingston, Luchasaurus, Wardlow, Ricky Starks, Brian Cage, Scorpio Sky, Britt Baker, Tay Mello, Hikaru Shida, Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, Jack Perry, Private Party, Chris Statlander, Sammy Guevara, The Acclaimed, and John Silver. You could probably pick out 1 or 2 of those guys that are actually being used on TV right now.
Okay.
The rest of the roster is all ex-WWE guys. You can't make a roster out of these fucking guys that I just named off.
Well, that's like you said, that's AEW's fault. They don't create new stars. They don't.
Luchasaurus was in NXT.
He was?
He was in NXT. Yep, I remember that. Huli is right.
Was he a Rosebud from Adam Rose?
No, I think he was just unmasked, I believe. No.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, well, I mean, that's all on the creative team, honestly.
It is. It is, man. It absolutely is. I mean, you have a lot. Everybody else on that fucking roster is an ex-WWE guy. It doesn't make them like tainted goods, but my God, do something with them. Be original. Do something that looks nothing like what they did in WWE. Recreate them all together,
Yeah.
But no, they failed at that miserably.
Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson against Private Party, Zay and Quen for the AEW Tag Team Championships. This one, you could hear a fucking old lady fart in Tacoma. That's how quiet this match was up until about the last 5 or 6 minutes. Listen, they had a great video package with Private Party to start this match, and they showcased House of Glory, and they showcased Amazing Red, who's fucking phenomenal. And if you don't know what the Amazing Red's doing right now, with what he's doing, his body work in 2024 has been absolutely phenomenal. He's had some of the best matches that he's ever had in his entire career in House of Glory this year. So if you're not watching him work still at his age, looks like he doesn't age at all. He's still moving.
Best retired wrestler out there.
He is fucking great. I don't know why he's not on this show, honestly. I think that would be unbelievable for him. I hope that is the case at some point in the near future. But They did showcase Amazing Red, so it's good to see him also get his flowers because he's also somebody that is completely deserving, and it's just, you don't know why he doesn't get enough recognition. Everybody that you see today on this show was influenced by Red, so it's great to see him. Private Party are House of Glory pupils. Red trained them. I've called many of their matches. They are very entertaining. The thing is, and I'm going to be very open about this, no matter me and my affiliation with Hog and Private Party were very young when they joined AEW. I was excited for them because I'm like, shit, look at that. Me and Jason, me and Solomon called matches for Private Party, and they're going to the big time. They're going to AEW, man. That's great. We were a part of their journey. That's fucking unbelievable. I'm very fortunate. He's very fortunate, lucky to be a part of that. But when they got there, Jesse, they were obviously very young. They were very, very green, right? They wrestled the Young Bucks. We remember that on episode 2 of Dynamite Tag Team Title Tournament, the inaugural Tag Team Title Tournament. They beat the Young Bucks. We were like, oh, man, look at that. Private Party is on their way to being one of the best tag teams in all pro wrestling, right? Just let them grow up, showcase them a little bit more, give them some decent creative. They'll be off and running. From then, it was year 1 into year 2 into year 3 into year 4. What did they, and I'm asking you, this is a line of questioning. What did they do with Private Party on AEW television?
They didn't really do anything. They were relegated to dark for the most part.
Yes.
But now look though. I think the signing of Private Party was a fantastic idea. The fact that they were very green was a good thing for AEW. But the fact that we are right now in 2024 with them, and they are no better now than when they were when they started, means that AEW, once again, failed Private Party. They failed to develop them. They failed to make them better at what they do.
Yes, I totally agree, 100%. This falls on AEW. This falls on Tony Khan and the fucking people that Tony Khan surrounds himself with. I'm also not going to leave Private Party out of that discussion either, because I do think, and again, listen, I'm not somebody that really holds back. I let you know how I feel. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, I don't really give a shit. Private Party came off as if they were just happy to be there. I don't know if Private Party wanted to get better. I think Private Party was just happy partying and being in AEW and look, yeah, we made it. We don't need to do anything else. That's the vibe. That's the vibe that I got.
But here's the thing. What could they do when AEW completely shifted its fucking focus away from tag team wrestling? Everybody was dead in the water. They put priority on Top Flight. Dead in the water. Why? Because there was no more priority on tag team fucking wrestling. Every tag team in the company went stagnant or failed. The Bucks are tag champions right now.
When you are a team like Private Party and you remain the same as in year 1, in year 5, that's a fucking problem. Yep. They did nothing to change. They rested on their laurels and thought, well, we were good enough to get in AEW with how we were then. I think we should be good now. No, the company is fucking flying by you. The company is not the same company in year 1 as it is in year 5. It's not. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Nope. They refuse to change.
Think about one tag team in AEW that has gotten better. Think about one tag team in AEW that came over and is doing great. FTR has fallen off from their glory days in NXT. One tag team that has improved in AEW since they came over. Nothing. No one. All of them have failed. All of them. Jurassic Express. FTR. The Lucha Brothers. Lucha Brothers were badasses in Lucha Underground. What the fuck? What is this? In TNA. What is this?
Tag team wrestling was great back in the day. I loved their tag team division back in the day.
It's fucking, my God.
But Private Party did not grow up. How many times have you and I been on this show talking about AEW saying we need a little bit more serious of a Private Party? We need a Private Party that's grown up. A Private Party that doesn't want to fucking go into the club and do shots anymore. They want to fucking, I look at it as, you're young and you just turned 21 and you want to go to the fucking club and you want to down as much alcohol as you can and then try and hook up with the prettiest girl in the bar. That was Private Party. You know, as you grow up, you're going to try and go to the club less, and you're going to go to a fucking cocktail bar, and you're going to sit in a booth, and you're going to fucking sit there with a nice fancy suit and eat your little fucking peanuts and cheeses and sip a nice glass of fucking whiskey or whatever. You got to grow up. They didn't do that. So whether it's AEW's fault or Private Party's fault, I'm not blaming anybody in particular. It's a mixture of everybody's fucking fault. You let them down. You didn't do anything with them. Fast forward to tonight. They cut this beautiful video pack with the Amazing Red fucking narrating it, showing them training for this match with the Young Bucks. This is something that should have been put into progress or put into motion fucking at the beginning of the year. You tried to tell this redemption story with Private Party to go back to year 1 on episode 2 and tried to tell this redemption story with Private Party that they're now serious and they're growing up. And you tried to tell this in 2 weeks. Are you fucking stupid? Who's going to buy into that? This is something that needed weeks, months of television, and you packed it into 2 weeks. That's why the crowd felt flat. And the only reason why the crowd started to wake up during this match is because Quen and Cassidy are very good at what they do, and they got the people into the match by giving them the dose of offense that we all knew that they were capable of. That was it. Had nothing to do with the story, nothing to do with their redemption, titles. No, nothing.
Yeah.
There's a problem there. There's such a huge disconnect there. Nobody gave a shit about this up until the last 5 or 6 minutes. Yet you want me to take tag team wrestling seriously when this is the level of storytelling that you're putting in there. What happened to the grizzled young veterans? Didn't they come out on fucking All In to challenge the Young Bucks? Where'd they go? Why aren't we building them up? Where's this division? I don't even know who else is in this division.
None.
Who's here?
Someone said the Lucha Brothers were not failures. Yes, they were. Ray Phoenix could not stay healthy to save his goddamn life. No one can tame this guy to have him stop flipping off fucking rafters. I mean, for the love of God, how can the Lucha Brothers be successful in a failed tag division?
I don't know. But Tony has them. They're healthy and ready to go, right? Get them on television. I don't give a fuck what you do. Get them on television. At least pretend your tag team division exists.
Nope.
If you want to add time on top of contracts, then get them on television. But you expect me to be emotionally invested in Private Party when this is the level of storytelling that you're telling me. Then you want to sell me on Stokely Hathaway being paired, and the reason why they lost tonight is because they declined Stokely Hathaway's offer. You want me to sit there and invest my time in Stokely Hathaway and what he's going to do for Private Party when you people couldn't even fucking tell me a proper story as to why Stokely's not aligned with Chris Statlander anymore. He looks like a fucking loser.
Stokely and Statlander was awesome. I loved Stokely. Now I don't know what the fuck happened there. So yeah, I'm with you there. Why would I get excited about what Stokely's doing next? I don't even know what happened with his first project.
The Infantry, Outrunners, Grizzled Young Veterans, Acclaimed, FTR.
Failed.
Maximum Male Models, the Young Bucks.
The Guns.
The Guns.
Failed.
House of Black. Failed.
As a matter of fact, name one over tag team right now.
Name one tag team that you genuinely want to see on television.
One.
Not one.
The Bucks are champions. What other tag team is built up right now to take those goddamn titles right now?
Nobody. Not a single fucking team. You know who's going to take those belts off of the Young Bucks? Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi. That's what they're waiting for. They are killing their entire division for their own fucking egos. Clip it. Disgusting.
Tay Mello was on NXT and the main roster. Luchasaurus, that's 2 more names off that fucking list.
Who?
Tay Mello and Luchasaurus were in WWE.
Yes, Taynara Conti, yes.
Yep.
Tay Mello.
2 more names off of that list. But yeah, name one tag. The Outrunners, people are screaming for the Outrunners because the fans, we ourselves got emotionally invested in the Outrunners, and AEW's not giving them to us.
Yeah.
They are already, So the Outrunners, they do have a little bit of momentum just because the fans want to see that gimmick go, which is, look, whatever works, fine. But he's not even fucking leaning into it.
No, he's using them on the pre-show in fucking 10-man tags.
He's had to have learned by now that the people are, that they're getting some kind of spark here. Take it and run with it.
And FTR's fucking buddy with them on fucking Collision because they know they aren't going anywhere, so they're trying to leech off the fucking Outrunners' popularity because their popularity died off as soon as fucking Pepsi Man left them.
Yep. The Outrunners. The chat proved me wrong. The Outrunners right now are the one goddamn tag team in the company that has any kind of momentum, and AEW is doing nothing with them.
Get rid of the trio championships and start building your tag team division back up. Start there.
Man.
This match was not good up until the last 5 or 6 minutes. Literally zero emotion. Zero. How could we care if there's no fucking story? Nicholas fought off Gin and Juice. Zay on Quen's shoulders. Nicholas hit a dropkick, resulted in a poison Rana on his own partner. Dropkick into a senton from the Bucks, which was followed up by the EVP trigger on Zay, who kicked out. Quen was spiked outside. Back inside, Zay dodged a second EVP trigger, nearly got a cradle for a 2. Zay fired up. Matthew flipped him up into a TK driver out of nowhere for a great TK driver, probably the best one I've ever seen. 1, 2, 3, and that was it. Hathaway was in the crowd, smirking at ringside as Zay and Quen looked incredibly dejected and depressed. The crowd applauded their effort at the end of the match.
They left Private Party out there to get a little swan song to get some roses. And the crowd went mild.
Yeah.
They're just like, would y'all get the fuck out the ring, please? So we can they did the hover around, they wait, put an arm on each other and like, hey, we did all right. And a few people like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you waiting for? Private Party your ass the fuck out of here. Nobody gave a shit.
Yeah. Now, I got this Dax tweet loaded up here. Would you like to briefly discuss Dax's tweet here?
Sure. I never said Ruby in my list. Everybody knows Ruby is from WWE. Brian, what the fuck is it? Everybody and their mom knows Ruby Soho's from WWE.
Yeah. So
what did Dax have to say, man?
Listen, I want to read off what I said here about Jimmy Jacobs first, okay? Because I fully believe that this is the case. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I know Sapp was in my mentions. I don't give a fuck what Sapp says. This is the same. This is very WWE-esque here. Very WWE-esque. So I said last night after the stream was over, after Friday Night SmackDown, and the people were telling me, JD, Jimmy Jacobs, he got he let go from AEW. He resigned from AEW. So I said, Jimmy Jacobs resigns from AEW after Tony Khan publicly stated that he was seated as his right-hand man creatively. Oh, yeah? Something doesn't smell right with this one. He is burnt out, apparently. From what? You're burnt out by what? You work 1 day a week on Dynamite with Tony Khan making up a majority of the show and what he wants to see. The report also cited the split was amicable. Of course it was. That's what AEW wants you to believe. Tony Khan hears and sees the discourse online about how terrible his on-air product is and needs someone to blame. Tony Khan certainly can't be blamed. No one will publicly admit there is wrong. Everything is fucking great. Though I guarantee you if you ask people there, everything is not great. Jimmy Jacobs was fired, and Jimmy Jacobs is the scapegoat for better television. I see it happening already. Look, guys, change is coming. I'm actively making changes. Sure thing, TK. It starts and ends with you. Everyone else's opinion is dust in the wind. Might as well call yourself a McMahon. The similarities are scary. We've heard that story many times before where Vince surrounded himself with yes men and usually gave them the opportunity to take the fall because he didn't want the blame for what was going wrong on television. Fast forward to Dax. This is his reply as I pull it up here. Dude, I feel so sorry for you. Like, we get that you're a mark and you love that another company makes you feel special. But my God, dude, if I hated something as much as you hate AEW and Tony, I'd just stop watching it, right? Gonna stop there. Jesse, do we hate AEW?
Absolutely not.
Don't know where he gets off saying that. I don't hate AEW, but I hate bad television. It's not the same thing. It's almost stalker-like how infatuated you are with Tony and his company. Jesse, who is infatuated with who here?
We were talking about this off the air. it seems that Dax Softwood has a little bit of a boner with you, because for all that Dax has to say, if he doesn't care anything about what JD says or what we say here, all he has to say is nothing. All he has to do is block, ignore, and not even know that JD exists anymore. But he can't do that for whatever reason. He has to keep posting his public opinion about a podcaster who he's trying to convince other people that doesn't know what he's talking about or doesn't like the product. But yet, you keep talking about... There are people that I don't give a shit about. There's a guy that used to work on this fucking channel with you on fucking Tuesdays that I don't give a flying fuck about. Do you see me talking about him at all?
No.
Because I don't care. I genuinely do not care. I don't hate him enough to talk shit about him. I don't want to do... I just obliterate him from existence as far as I'm concerned. Why does Dax care so much about what you fucking think? He is obsessed with what you fucking think.
I don't know. I think it all stems from the fact that I am a little bit too close to the fire when it comes to what is actually happening in AEW, and the fact is I don't even work there. I think he doesn't like the fact that I am very truthful in what I say, and everything that I say is legitimately that close to being correct. So that's the problem. Just like I was with WWE, just like it is with AEW. I'll get to that point in a second. He says, you make it pretty obvious that you're a mark. We're all marks, Dax. We're watching pro wrestling and tweeting about pro wrestling, and we're live talking about pro wrestling at 3 a.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. Central. Give me a break. I'm a mark too, but I don't make YouTube channels to yell and scream about an owner of a company not giving me what I want. Boy, I didn't know that was an issue.
Well, I mean... The thing is, JD, where do you work in the morning when you get up? Where do you go to work?
I go to work sitting in the chair that I'm conducting this live stream in right now.
Okay, so Dax likes to worry about things like paying the mortgage and things that are important because that is important. He is correct. So Dax pays his bills and his mortgage by doing what?
By pro wrestling.
Great. Now, how do you pay your bills?
I pay my bills and I support my family and help out around the house by talking about pro wrestling.
So how in the fuck is he making any sense right now?
He's not. He's probably hopped up on tequila.
That makes no sense.
And he decided to tweet me and his displeasure against me.
That literally makes no goddamn sense. You are doing your job literally. Now, maybe he's thinking about someone who sits around and just gives their thoughts on social media about wrestling. And then when they're done, they go work a different 9 to 5 and they have, no other association with pro wrestling. But you do what you do to make a living. So I don't understand how he talked himself in a circle right here, talking about doing what's important, like doing your job and paying your bills. That's exactly what you're fucking doing.
I didn't know having a YouTube channel talking about something that's in the public eye, whether it's a movie or political or video games or anything. I didn't know that I can't voice my opinion on social media and on YouTube because Dax and the people that work at AEW don't like what I have to say. I don't really understand that. See, what I don't get, and for all the fucking tribalist geeks out there, where the fuck was everybody when I and Jesse were on the payroll for the first 3 years? I didn't hear a fucking peep out of you. Where were you guys when I said this same exact thing about WWE, which basically made my YouTube channel? I didn't hear anything from anybody. Why is it a problem now?
It goes back to what I fucking said a long time ago. They have nothing to say to us as long as we're putting the company over. When this company started and they were at their prime, doing their best shit, we were sitting right here loving it, and we were called shills. Everybody who were WWE stans said we were fucking marks, and we only love AEW, and we hate WWE. because the product was great and we put it over. Now, if Dax can't admit that the product is just not as shiny as it used to be, to say the very least, then he's lying to his fucking self. So we come here and we be honest and say that the shit is not good, and now we're bad people for that.
He goes on and says, YouTube channels to yell and scream about an owner of a company not giving me what I want. I just enjoy pro wrestling. So do we, Dax, when it's good. We don't want to watch shitty pro wrestling. I'm doing real life things like paying my mortgage, which Jesse and I are doing, making sure the bills are taken care of, which Jesse and I are doing. My tequila cabinet is full, which if you looked at my whiskey bar downstairs, Dax, I think you'd be very impressed with the basement. He also says, but you're making tweets and videos about the AEW product. I'm sure you'll say, oh my God, this guy's riding AEW. Or guys, look at him sticking up for the company he works for. What an idiot, right? But my God, man, we get it. You love SmackDown and Raw. Fucking go watch it. Leave us alone. LOL. And then he says, and ends with this, it got cut off because my screen capture didn't work. Anyway, Hog has asked us for FTR to be a part of working with them along the lines, and he says, hopefully I'll see you there. Great.
Awesome. Great.
I can't wait to see Dax in House of Glory, man. I'll buy you a shot of fucking tequila. But seriously, why is this a problem when I say it? But you got Eric Bischoff, Bully Ray, Dave LaGreca, Jim Cornette, and everybody, Vince Russo, and everybody else talking ill will about AEW. But it's JD from New York that gets the brunt of everybody's displeasure in AEW. Gets the fan base's displeasure from AEW. Why is that? Do you know where I come from? I came from doing this with WWE for years, and you had a problem with it. Jesse, what ended up happening? I ended up being right on 9 times out of 10 everything that happened there. Now that AEW is very similar to the way Vince McMahon was running WWE, now all of a sudden it's a problem, but it's not allowed to be talked about with AEW. Why is that? But Dax, where were you? Where were you and everybody else in that fucking locker room when I fucking praised the company and people were against me praising the company? Now it's flipped and now it's reversed. Nobody gave a shit when I praised the company, but now you give a shit that I don't like the current direction of TV? Please make it make sense. What am I doing wrong?
You are not saying what they want you to say. This is their attempt at controlling the narrative, literally.
Am I driving viewers away? Am I the reason why Tuesday night did 329,000? Maybe you should look in the fucking mirror, AEW. I'm not the problem. I'm not writing the fucking shows.
The ticket sales are not there because JD is bashing the show.
If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. What don't you grasp? Why is that such a difficult thing to understand? Am I not allowed? I'd love for you to tell me what makes sense on the fucking show the last 3 weeks. I'd be happy to discuss it.
My God, dude.
Why is it always me?
Why does he care so much about what you have to say?
Then he just riles up the fan base. JD's a racist. JD's this. JD's that. You know what my reply was to him? This was my reply to him. Dax, I actually feel sorry for you that you actually had to write this in the middle of what's going on in your neck of the woods. I had very close friends who live and who dealt with the ramifications of Hurricane Helene. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I pray for you and your family, and I wish you nothing but the best in your recovery efforts. We love you guys and look forward to getting you and Cash back on TV. That's what I told him.
Buried.
He replied, I'm not allowed to tweet. After I've donated almost 6 figures to relief efforts, I'm not allowed to tweet about my company. How much have you donated to your friends in Western North Carolina and Tennessee? What have you done? Or have you just continued to tweet? Send me your friends' contact info. I'll make sure they're okay.
I got a friend in Florida. If you want to help her out, I'll send you her info.
I never said he wasn't allowed to tweet. But he's tweeting a lot of bullshit and a lot of misinformation that's riling up the fucking fan base. I don't get it.
Maybe he's doing it to everyone who complains. Is he doing that with Cornette?
It's a good question. I'd love to know. What am I doing that the others aren't doing?
He cares so much. How many?
You know what I believe? You know what I believe? I believe this is a calculated. I believe he was put up for this. I believe this is a calculated attack. I believe that the people there are going through other means to try and get me and trying to put me down. I wouldn't be shocked if Tony Khan himself told Dax to go out there and fucking make a public tweet about me and everything that I've said. That's not true. And then he told Dax to go fucking quote tweet my Jimmy Jacobs tweet. I won't be shocked.
No, that makes no sense. Even for me, I'm riding with you. That sounds ridiculous. But why does he love to talk shit about just you? He blocked me, so I don't know what the fuck else he's tweeting about. Is he talking like this about anyone else?
I don't think so. He seemed
to have blocked everyone on Twitter who supported you, but he leaves you unblocked and he follows your tweets and watches your shows just to complain about him. He is literally doing everything that he's accusing you of doing to AEW. He's doing it to you. If you hate what JD is saying so much, why do you keep watching?
Rusty Wagner said, JD Dax has said in interviews he will never shit on people that paved a path for him to live a great life. Well, certainly he's a hypocrite if that's the case. Dax, didn't you have a podcast that you talked ill will and negative about AEW? How good did that go, bro? Where's that podcast? I'd love to know, man. Weren't you co-hosting that with some fat slob named Matt Kuhn, right? Where'd that podcast go? Is that still on the airwaves or is it dead? Just like his career and like your fucking career is going in AEW. Which is it?
Should probably go back to shaving backs there, Dax.
Why did they tell you to take that podcast down and quit the podcast, Dax? Were you talking about negative about AEW, right? They didn't like that. A little bit too open and honest about your relationship with CM Punk and how CM Punk's a great guy, right? They didn't want to hear that. Fuck out of here.
As soon as Phil was out, it seems FTR's push went right out the door with him.
And their push will deteriorate until their end of the contract comes due. They get one big send-off from Tony Khan and then goodbye, right off into the sunset. Then what is he going to do?
Back to shaving backs.
Fucking ridiculous. And the thing is, I don't know how many times I can fucking tell you. Big fans of FTR, love FTR. Hopefully that you're coming to House of Good. They were supposed to fill in for Joe Hendry when Joe Hendry couldn't make it due to the hurricane, and then he ended up making it. And I don't know if that's still the case. I don't know if he's blowing smoke up my ass. He blew smoke up my ass about getting a fucking coffee with me at Grand Slam. Nowhere to be found. Right here, bro.
Dax DX.
Right here. Right here.
Hey, when they were shaving backs, they were feuding with the Usos. How are the Usos doing these days?
Biggest storyline in pro wrestling.
Oh, weird. How about FTR?
Not even on television.
All right. Well, we had a pay-per-view. Was FTR on it?
Not even in the fucking state.
Were they on the pre-show?
Not even on the pre-show with fucking Dark Order.
Okay.
And Maximum Male Models. Listen, I don't know how many times Jesse and I have to say, we love FTR. I have no problem with that. Zero problem.
We love Cash. Cash Wheeler is awesome. Look,
no problem.
I kid. Dax and Cash are two of the best at what they do. They are also being misused in AEW. But Dax is misfocused his frustrations right now. Okay? Because he should be worried about what's going on with his family and everything with the storm. And after that, he should be worried about what's going on with his creative in AEW, not what a podcaster is saying about the company. All right?
I'm not the only one saying it, but that's what happened tonight. And then it got everybody riled up like it usually does. And people don't understand. They're fucking clueless. They're clueless about everything. You know, where were you people when we said good things about AEW? Not a fucking peep from anybody.
Not a word.
Now all of a sudden we have a problem. It's fine. We're not covering Jericho and Mark Briscoe. Love Mark Briscoe. Can't stand Jericho. Ring of Honor Championship, you can fucking miss me with that shit. Get it off the fucking show. It doesn't belong anywhere. On pay-per-view for AEW. Mark Briscoe wins. Main event. We're going right to Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson with the AEW World Championship on the line. Now, everybody was very invested in what was going to happen here. Is there going to be a big payoff? what's the big blow off here, or at least the continuation of the storyline. We did not get Shane McMahon. We did not get who this higher power is or who this associate is, who they're working for. We didn't get anything. Commentary did play into it that Jon Moxley's working for someone. Who is it? Who could it be? So clearly they're going and trending in that direction. Everybody predicted, Jesse, that this would be Bryan Danielson's last full-time match with AEW until he gets surgery or whatever he's ailing from, he gets it fixed. He's working without an AEW contract on a handshake agreement. He's the AEW World Champion, and he's in Tacoma now, Washington State, his home state, and he's the AEW Champion. A lot of people predicted that Moxley would end him here tonight and he would drop the championship. That's exactly what happened. This was a great match. This was a great match. A great final match for Bryan Danielson. This was what Bryan wanted. He wanted to put over Moxley. This was his wishes. I was not shocked at how good the match is because Moxley's very good. Bryan is great. What was the biggest takeaway for you coming out of this match? And how are you feeling about how everything transpired here with the ending that we got? We'll get into the ending and build up to it in a little bit. But what was your biggest takeaway from this match?
It was, for me, it was the shift in power. I did get a feeling of Moxley is his words and from that original promo in the ring with Shivani are starting to come to fruition. He is putting together his little crew. He got Pac with him now. You know, he's always had Claudio. He's got Marina Shafir, who is doing a fantastic job at what she's doing, by the way. I just want to put that out there because I did suggest this about a year or so ago that she should be out there and just like a badass role, a China type role where she's just an enforcer, and that's about it. Say nothing, just be a badass, and I think she's fucking killing it right now.
I will say I was worried at first, and I was wrong to immediately judge because, again, I don't trust this company as far as I could fucking smell them. I don't.
Yeah.
But Marina Shafir, the way she's been booked in this group with Jon Moxley has been perfect. So I'm glad that they got that right. That she's been a great asset and a great muscle for Jon Moxley. She's serious. There's no talking involved, which is fucking fantastic because that was her weakest thing. And she just comes off like a beast. So good.
And that's it. She has the facial expression.
Yep.
She has the mug. That just do that. Just be version 1 of China. And I think she's doing a great job with that. They got Yuta in place now. This group, this faction is about to do a hostile takeover of the company. What kind of plans do they have for that world title? We don't exactly know yet. Bryan is clearly absolutely dead, and he's not coming back ever again. You know, kayfabe. And things are changing. The top of the card is changing. And right now, I want to see what the hell is going on with it. I think it played off great. I see some people didn't like it, and look, I get it. We
will explain why. You know, you guys have every right to not like it.
Yeah.
I get it, but I'm going to tell you exactly why they did what they did, and we'll get there in a second. The match started off with Moxley cutting off Bryan as he's posing for the crowd. Final Countdown was obviously playing in his quote-unquote last match. Bell didn't ring, and we got a pre-match brawl. The bell didn't ring, and the music, Final Countdown by Europe, was playing all throughout this outside brawl before the bell. A lot of people were like, stop the music, stop the music. First of all, it's a great fucking song. Why would you stop it? Secondly, it's Bryan's last match, and that music with that chorus and that guitar solo, it just goes so perfectly in a fucking Pier 6 brawl environment. So I know that they've done this time and time again. It's a cool aspect. But listen, for the amount that Tony Khan pays for the rights to this song, he's fucking getting every last penny's worth for the last time he's using this song. So it's not a big problem to me. So they brawled. The music eventually stops. We fast forward to a spot which, I mean, given the guy's history of concussions and neck issues, Jesse, they were on the Spanish announce table. Danielson's firing off yes kicks. Moxley gets control, rakes the eyes of Bryan, and pile drives him right on the Spanish announce table.
Yes.
Why are we dropping this guy on his head? I don't get it.
Perfection, because there's probably literally less than a handful of people who are trustworthy enough that Bryan trusts enough to do a move like that and be 100% safe. I bet you Bree was on board with it. TK and Bryan. Moxley is one of those guys. Moxley is not going to do anything to put Bryan's health in danger. So I was completely fine with it.
So he got pile driven on the table. Danielson clutched his neck. Moxley is obviously looking over at the American announce desk. He's talking to the referee. So this allows Marina Shafir to knee Danielson repeatedly in the neck. Moxley is in control here. And Shafir is just constantly getting involved here. At one point, she even ripped up the outside mats and exposed the concrete on the outside. So Moxley steps on Danielson's head onto the steel steps. He drives his head into the steel steps. Moxley then gives Bryan his last rites on the concrete. He was about to do a pile driver on the concrete. He got back body dropped by Danielson as a reversal. Moxley then ripped away at the tape on Danielson's neck while in the corner. He was crotched after taking too long, giving Danielson a chance to bite at the head and hit yes kicks with Moxley trapped in a tree of woe. Superplex blocked by Moxley, so Danielson opted for a German out of the corner off the tree of woe spot. One thing I will let you guys know, there was barely any blood in this match. Bryan was bleeding over his eyebrow, just a little cut, but there was really no blood in this match, which I was genuinely shocked. There was no blood on this entire show, which I was shocked by. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So Moxley avoided the top rope headbutt, hit a curb stomp. Wonder where he got that one from, one of his Shield mates. Gator roll into a bulldog choke. Knee off the front chancery before we get back to the choke. Danielson rolled out into a desperation pile driver. Both guys get up. We got a big yes, no chant from the crowd as both deliver forearms. We get some yes kicks. Danielson goes for a big home run shot. Marina Shafir trips him up. Moxley hits a cutter. Bryce Remsburg, after enough is enough, kicks Marina Shafir out of the ringside area. Moxley tries for Death Rider, but Danielson spins out, fires off a Busaiku knee for a 2 count. He then gets the label lock. Moxley gets to the ropes. Danielson wanted another dive onto the concrete. Moxley catches him and delivers a Death Rider on the concrete, which looked kind of weak because you're not going to deliver a real Death Rider on the concrete. So they try it and deliver a soft as ever Death Rider there on the concrete.
No, it's called safe.
Safe, yeah.
Safe, not soft. It's called, like I said a few seconds ago,
safe.
Mox is gonna do.
I don't know why they. I don't know why you. I look at that spot. I don't even know why it was attempted to begin with. But if you can't do it, if you can't do it the way that it needs to be done, then don't do it.
To tell the story they wanted to tell. Simple enough.
I guess so. So after that, he did the Death Rider on the concrete, and he's in control. So Moxley made the cover. Danielson kicked out. Anvil elbows. Rear naked choke. Danielson is now on Moxley's back. He climbed the ropes. Fell back to break the hold. Danielson gets another label lock. They both counter submissions. Danielson hits the Busaiku knee. Danielson wants another home run shot. He ran into a King Kong lariat. Moxley flips off the crowd, hits another Death Rider. Danielson kicks out at a 1. Crowd goes crazy. Danielson spits at Moxley. Moxley slapped him, or he slapped Moxley rather. Moxley connected with a got stop pile driver. Rear naked choke one more time. Danielson faded. He never quit. Bryce called the match. Moxley broke the submission. Danielson rolled to the corner, and he wins the championship. There's Jon Moxley. So Danielson was passed out. He never quit, and he loses the championship to Jon Moxley. Post-match, Claudio, Pac, Marina Shafir all came out to the ring. Moxley handed the AEW title to Claudio, and he put it in a duffel bag and zippered it up. Shafir handed a plastic bag to Moxley. Wheeler Yuta and Darby ran out. He ran out with a chair, did Darby. Moxley bailed, along with everybody else. Allen's back was turned as Yuta hits a Busaiku knee on Darby Allin. So after a few weeks, he now turned heel. He realigns himself with the Blackpool Combat Club after he teamed with Bryan on Title Tuesday. So they taped Darby to the ring ropes in the corner. They duct taped him to the ring ropes. He was duct taped by Shafir and Pac. Yuta looked dejected initially. Moxley handed him a plastic bag to suffocate Bryan Danielson. Danielson gets up. He stumbles back into Yuta. He was reluctant to put the bag over his head, pleading for Danielson to stop fighting as Allin was forced to watch while security, Private Party, Jeff Jarrett, Wall running out there, and they were taken out by Moxley and the Blackpool Combat Club. Claudio placed a chair around Danielson's neck. Moxley gave last rites before Claudio stomped down on it. The locker room finally emptied. Moxley, Claudio, Pac, Yuta, and Shafir bailed with everybody just in the ring, looking over Bryan. Orange Cassidy's out there. Adam Cole, Danny Garcia, Mark Briscoe, all help free Darby Allin from the duct tape. Doctors are in there tending to Danielson. He was loaded on a stretcher. They loosened the ropes. Excalibur was crying on commentary about the actions of Moxley and crew. So he got really emotional. Crowd chants, "Thank you, Bryan," while Darby looked dejected. Doctors continued to give medical attention to Danielson. Crowd was just very silent, Jesse. There was a very eerie silence over everything that happened here as the show went off the air. Now, and like you said it perfectly, a lot of people kind of worked themselves into being disappointed because everybody expected Shane McMahon. We didn't get Shane McMahon. They mentioned something about who are they working for on commentary. That's the most that we got. Some people did not like the ending. I get why they didn't like it. I seen some people saying it was the worst ending to an AEW pay-per-view ever. But
no, come on.
No, it was not anything like that. Guys, the reason why they did what they did and why Shane McMahon didn't show up, because this was Bryan's quote-unquote last full-time match. This was all about Bryan. They wanted to pay respect to Bryan Danielson and have him be the last focal point of the show. It's all about Bryan. It's about nobody else. That's basically it. I mean, I don't know what else you want. It's Bryan's retirement, quote unquote. Why would they put Shane McMahon in there, which would completely overshadow everything that happened in the match and everything that happened post-match? Nobody would be talking about that. Now everybody's talking about the stretcher job, Bryan being suffocated, the title bag and the title in the duffel bag. It's all about Bryan. What'd you make of it, Jesse?
I thought that was exactly it. And let's be clear. Everyone has said this repeatedly that Bryan is retiring from full time in ring work. Bryan will go. Bryan will get the surgery that he needs, the recovery that he needs, and Bryan will be back on television at some point. Maybe next year, maybe later this year. Who fucking knows? Maybe commentary, maybe promos here and there. And yes, we will get a Bryan match from time to time. He will be a part-timer. I don't think he's done wrestling forever, but he is definitely done with a full-time schedule. He is winding his career down right now.
Yeah. I didn't mind this.
He deserved it.
Yeah.
He deserved it.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, he absolutely deserves it. He's one of the greatest ever. This is, to me, I thought they played it off very well. I thought the moment was very uncomfortable. They created an uncomfortable environment. To me, you know, I always talk about emotion. I've been mentioning emotion a lot in AEW. And I give Tony Khan a lot of shit, and he deserves a lot of shit. But I also said in the same breath, and Jesse can attest to this, Tony Khan knows how to do pay-per-view. This was not a bad pay-per-view. It wasn't one of their strongest. I'll tell you that right now. It wasn't one that had a lot of story coming into it, but it wasn't their worst pay-per-view. But Tony Khan also knows how to make a moment. He's very good at certain moments. Sting was beautiful. Darby and Sting in that match were fucking great. The retirement for Sting was great. The Swerve and Bryan match at Allin, fucking beautiful. He gets it. This was another one of those moments. He knows and grasps a moment. This was all about Bryan. The moment that he delivered tonight, Jesse, it was about emotion. If you don't like it, fine. But there was an uncomfortable feeling in the air, and there was emotion there. They made you feel something tonight for Bryan, and that's something that goes a long way, in my honest opinion.
It does, man. I mean, if you didn't care for it, the ending wasn't for you. It's fine. I could see that. But to say it was one of the worst, like, nah, I can't sign off on that. It wasn't that bad. It just wasn't for you. I mean, we will tell you when something is complete ass, okay? But we'll also tell you, okay, we liked it. We understand why you didn't like it. You know, it's acceptable. But to say it was the worst ever, that one's a no-go for me. I think this was a fantastic send-off for Bryan. Bryan's going to be off TV for a very long time. He's going to get some healing done. He's probably get some work done. He's going to reevaluate things, and he's working with no contract right now. So he'll probably come back, and he'll probably get a new deal. Maybe something in management. Something in creative would be fucking great. You know, he was TK's right-hand man. I don't think that's going to change at all. He'll probably still be his right-hand man over the phone and on Zoom while he's out. So wish Bryan the best. fantastic, speedy recovery and come back to the business as soon as he can.
Yeah, I enjoyed this ending. I'm looking forward to what they do. Hopefully, I don't trust them right now. Hopefully, they have a great follow-up on Wednesday. This was the cliffhanger that they needed to end the show. What's the bag about? Why put the title in the bag? Who are they operating for? Who are they working for? I thought they did a great job of creating an uncomfortable, emotional environment to end the show. And there are no stories coming into this, but there are a few stories coming out of it. And hopefully AEW can really fill in the logic gaps on some of these, because some of these stories could be really, really good. And going into Wednesday, I hope that they know what they're doing. That's all I could say. But this was a very up and down show. It wasn't their worst show, but it wasn't a great show by any stretch. There was a couple of banger matches on this thing, but at the end of the day, it was probably one of their weakest shows of the entire year.
Grit08 says, "Are you crazy? Who are you to tell us when it's ass? LOL." Grit, is 3:30 in the morning, and you're sitting here watching us. You're not offered a nice, with a nice drink. You're not offered a nice set of tits.
Who are you to tell us when it's ass? I'll fucking tell you when it's ass whenever the fuck I want to tell you it's ass.
You're here watching us.
It's fucking 3:30 in the morning. I should be fucking sleeping, yet you're in my chat watching me with 2,800 other people. You fucking idiot.
So
don't you come into my fucking chat and blast me and this guy here. You fucking out of your mind? Get rid of this fucking. Get him out of here. Fucking ridiculous. Now you wasted your time watching us and you can't even fucking chat here anymore, bitch. Get out.
He's watching us.
Who are you to tell me what's ass? I don't know. Who the fuck told you to come here? Fucking ridiculous. Thank you guys very much, man. Love the energy tonight. Some great discussion tonight, too. Appreciate you guys. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Follow Jesse at Chi-Town Smart. Hit that subscribe button to this YouTube channel. We are on our way to 163,000 subs. A YouTube channel that doesn't pay my bills. A YouTube channel that didn't pay off the fucking dark horse that's sitting right underneath me, Dax. Gee. What I do is nothing but yelling and screaming. Maybe if I was boring, maybe everybody in AEW would be a lot happier. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. We're over 1,000 likes. I appreciate it. Memberships, you guys know the deal. Super chats are still open. And please go check out all the other content on the channel. Let's get through these super chats, man. We appreciate the love. Michelle, $2 super chat. Love Darby, Brody. Wish Darby faced Bryan instead. Yeah, he was supposed to face Bryan at Grand Slam. That did not happen. Fixes a bind with 5. TK buried both Adam Page and Swerve with Page's loss tonight. Did he? Did he bury Swerve? TK buried both Adam Page and Swerve with Page's loss to Jay White tonight.
I wouldn't say buried him. Let's see what he does with Jay White first off. But this is definitely not a loss that Hangman can't. I mean, he's not buried. Okay, he lost to Jay fucking White, not fucking Cartwheel.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Apex Calibre with a 199. JD, why does Dax keep coming at you? Defending Tony? I don't know. I don't know, bro. It's an unsolved mystery, but I think I'm flying too close to the sun when it comes to Dax Harwood, man. I don't know what to tell you. Sidro with a $2 super chat. Do not eat aluminum or you'll sheet metal. Thanks, Hologram. Joshua Lavacek with a $4.99. Thanks for staying up this late, JD and Jesse. I know you're a Braves fan, but I can't wait to see LA versus the Mets. Go Dodgers. Go Dodgers. B Mandible with a $4.99. That ending felt dark. And there's more coming. Damn. Yeah. That suffocation spot on Bryan, man, that was a little sadistic. Felt worse than the all-out one. He also said, the main event, that ending, the story we're getting here makes me want more. As a grown fucking man of 54 years, that was fucking real. Give me more of this fucking shit. Yeah, listen, man, I appreciated what they did. They made you feel for sure. They made you feel. Honored one, thank you for the $100 super chat earlier, brother. Appreciate you. Be Mandible with the new membership even. Thank you, brother. What the fuck are you drinking in the venue? Shane Brown, 21 months. Honored to be an OG member of this channel as always. I look forward to your stream more than the AEW shows. This show tonight, not a fan. I get it. It was one of their weakest shows, Shane. Mr. Noob with a 5. We started with a pay-per-view and ended with a Collision episode. What a tale of two halves. Yes. Absolutely. I agree. Jerry Ramey with 39 months. I love Red Skies as a song. One of my favorites, but hearing it play is never a good sign. I never buy the shows. I just watch you and Solomon. I never buy the shows. I just watch you and Solomon. Yeah, Jason wasn't live tonight. He had his sound off tomorrow, and he didn't want to be up till this time with us. So he opted to go to bed like a fucking intelligent human being.
Like a normal fucking person.
Best in the world, Matt. Thank you, brother, for the 100. Dwayne, thank you for the 200. Matt Eagle, 499. It's my birthday today. God bless the career Bryan has given us over the years. Yes. Happy birthday, Matt Eagle. Everybody in the chat, please show your birthday cake emojis to Matt Eagle. Captain Solo, $5 super chat. There's only one word to describe Dax Harwood, and I'm going to spell it out for you. SAWFT, soft. Yeah, that's Dax. I don't know why. Maybe one day we'll figure it out. Fixes a bind with a 5. Don Callis only pulled the referee out of the ring, and after Takeshi's pin, the referee crawled back in like he was waking up from a car wreck. I don't know, man. I didn't see how hard he hit the mat. I didn't see it.
We all know referees are the fucking most fragile beings on the planet, man.
Yeah. Triple M with a 5. Jesse, I hope next week is better. I hope everyone enjoyed AEW. Keep up the grind, JD. Also, D2 Icebreaker is mid, but the dungeon is easily the best one.
Really? Is it a PvP sniper basically?
I don't know. What does the Icebreaker do?
It regens.
Oh yeah.
Ammo when. So before it just regen like on a timer. Now it regens when you get kills or hits, I believe.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully I get the same luck I had in Warlord's Ruin, man. I got that exotic pretty quickly.
Yeah, it took me forever to get that.
Yeah. Jeff with the new membership. Thank you, Jeff. Wolf Dragon Monster Den with a 5. Oh my God. Hollow Pukamania was running wild tonight. This is right up there with Hogan vs. Andre the Giant, Savage vs. Steamboat, Flair vs. Sting. OTS for life, yeah? Hologram is a fucking mythical being.
Yeah.
Be Mandible with a 499. I'm praying to God that I'm not overthinking this shit, but I hope that we are at the beginning birthing stage of a mind-blowing piece of creative. Bro, you're giving them way too much leeway. They should not have anybody's trust until they earn it. Stop. KS Wheels with a 5. Shane McMahon will never be on a show for a company that can't draw 10,000 to Bryan Danielson's last match. Well, to be fair, his championship title victory was in front of 50,000 people, so.
Okay, that sounds like a WWE shit.
Yeah.
Right there.
3 Pages of Horror with a new membership. Thank you, Pages. Appreciate you. Ankle Break with a 5. TK always has a good, intriguing angle to end a pay-per-view, but the key thing is the follow-up. The follow-up is the weakest thing from TK as a booker. Yes, his follow-up game is awful. And he doesn't know how to book a babyface to save his fucking life. Mr. Noob with a 5. Find yourself a spouse with the same patience Jesse has with Tony Khan's booking, and you'll always be happy.
No, I mean, look, I see what you're saying, but okay, even a broken clock is right twice a day. For all of the crappy shit that he puts out, some of it comes through as pretty okay. And when we come out here and publicly give our opinions about crap, a lot of the times the wrestlers themselves are fucking listening to it and they get pissed. But that doesn't stop us from giving our opinions about stuff. But at the same time, I do like giving stuff a chance to play out before I completely shit on it. That's all. I mean, I'm not going to give him a pass for putting out bad shit, but I will give him a chance to produce the bad shit before I shit on it, if that makes any sense.
That's fair. Sometimes we can see where the shit's going and it's not good.
Yeah.
Jeff, thank you for the 100. Nick Williams, thank you for the 100, brother. Jeff, thank you, man. Appreciate you. JW Universe with the new membership. Thank you, man. Scorpio with a 2. Stokely Hathaway should go back to NXT, WWE. Now, I think he is where he wants to be. It's just they haven't given him shit to do. And they took the best thing that he had away from him. Now he's with private parties, supposedly. Joshua Lanier with a $4.99. I actually fell asleep during the Collision part of the show. Yes, it was very Collision-esque. And nobody wants to watch Collision. Apex.
Also, shout out to Josh, because again, Josh is very supportive, and he, without him, I wouldn't have been able to watch this pay-per-view tonight, because honestly, I didn't have the fucking $50 to spend on it.
There you go.
Shout out to Josh, man. Thanks.
Joshua, appreciate you, brother. Apex with a $1.99. MJF tweeted, "Why did people cheer Cole?" It's a good question.
Because absence make the heart. Because Adam Cole just came back. I mean, Adam Cole just came back. I mean, we can forget about him being a heel for a second.
Yes, it's all storyline. MJF is tweeting in storyline.
Yeah. And then he's back to being a babyface again, anyways.
Yeah. Captain Solo with a 5. Tony Khan needs to swallow his pride and hire Vince Russo to write creative, or maybe assign all creative powers to Bryan Danielson. Bro, if Vince Russo wanted to write for AEW and make sense of whatever is going on TV, I would give him a month trial basis. I can't get any worse.
I would stop watching tomorrow. Bro, no. Absolutely fucking not. We saw what happened with Vince Russo had full creative power.
Bro, it's not that time period anymore, man. He can't get away with any of that shit. I don't know. Wrestling Bro 91 with the $4.99. I was at the show, several great moments, but fuck, are these shows long? There is such a thing as too much wrestling back to back. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't need to be 4 hours. It doesn't. 5 hours.
I was sitting there talking about it for 4 hours after it, too.
Andrew Cool, $1.99. Darby BCC feud is the new version of NWO and Sting. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that.
But he's not going to be defending against Darby right away. It's going to be Orange Cassidy. Snowman Khan with the 279. Thought AEW blog was gone. Seems he possessed Dax. Yeah, AEW blog on Twitter is gone. I don't know what happened. Apparently he's going through some mental breakdown. I mean, fuck him, because he did nothing but talk shit about me, so I don't really give a fuck. Cake with a $2 super chat. The ending was perfect. Mox is a man of his word. Lord Green with a 5. Literally made me laugh till I cry. Hologram looks like a putty. Yeah. Yeah. Looks like he's a part of Rita Repulsa's gang. Apex with a 199 times 2. Was Dax who SRS talked about during your beef? I don't know. I just think, what if Bryan's last match was at WrestleMania 41?
No,
he's not going back to WWE.
No, you guys are talking about Russo, not Dax. I think that's what he was asking. Was Dax the topic of your discussion that you had with Sap?
Oh. Yeah, because I did that thing with that Russo, that little fucking video with Russo. Yeah. Sidro with the 2. Do not. Oh, I just read that one. I don't know why did I jump all the way over here?
I was wondering that. I have no idea.
What the fuck? I mean, my computer's just going haywire, man. Joshua Lavachek, we read his. Thank you. Sidro, $2 super chat. 4 seasons are all different. Some are warmer than others. Jesus Christ, Sidro. It's fucking 3:45, bro. Seasons. 4 seasons are all different. Some are warmer than others. Oh my God. Catlight with a 5. Hi, guys. What's worse, Hologram, a.k.a. Hollowberg, or the Learning Tree? The Learning Tree.
Hologram. Don't disrespect Chris Jericho like that.
B. Mandible with $4.99. The overall tone of tonight's show, forbidding. Yeah. Joseph Taylor with a 5. WrestleDream, 6 out of 10. Jesse, you should be happy. Your Minnesota Vikings, 5-0.
5-0.
5-0.
Into a bye week. We are not losing this week.
Okay. Look at that. What are the Jacksonville Jaguars? 0-4, 0-5? Do they have a win yet?
I don't know.
Ate cereal with no milk with a $5 super chat. Great show. I loved the honesty. Keep being the voice for us. Also, clean Vikings jersey, brother.
Thank you so much.
Tony Khan with a $1.99. We greatly appreciate your feedback and support. Oh, my goodness.
They're 1-4.
Yeet with a $4.99. What are your thoughts about Tony Khan finally considering doing a brand split? He's not. He's not going to do a brand split. He said he gave it a thought, but it's not in the plans right now. And Apex Calibre with a $1.99. What if Shane legit bought AEW? Better or worse? Shane's not buying. Yeah, no, he's not buying AEW. He's not buying AEW. Guys, that's all we got for you. Jesse, I'm going to let you sign us out of here, man. What do you got?
Guys, what is today? Fucking Saturday.
Sunday.
Sunday now. Jeez. Thanks for sticking. How many people are stuck around for all this, man?
We still have 2,500 people in here, man. People are fucking vampires.
You guys are absolute beasts. You know that, man? The support that you guys show to listen to us rant and bitch and put stuff over when we do put stuff over too.
Oh my God, how could I forget Larry? I'm not going to forget Larry. I don't know why it's not showing up here. Larry's super chat did not saw. Jesse, I'm sorry to cut you off. Larry with a $100 bomb. Drinks on me, tequila, and to help JD pay for the mortgage. Laughing emoji. Eat a glizzy, softwood. Oh my goodness. Larry, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, man. I'm glad someone in the chat reminded me. I didn't even see it here.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry, guys. The YouTube is being real funky with us right now. Go get some sleep, guys. Get some rest. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We will be back here next week. JD will be... we'll be back on Wednesday. JD will be back on Monday for Monday Night Raw review.
Yeah.
We will see you guys next time.
Thank you guys very much, man. Appreciate all of your support on this stream. You kicked ass tonight. We don't hate AEW. Please remember that. It's all right if we're critical of the product, man. It's not all sunshines and rainbows with everything that's going on. There's good, there's bad, and that's what we do here. We don't hate AEW. We love AEW. We want to see it succeed. We want the criticism to be handled appropriately so that they make the show better. That's it.
Do you guys have family members? Do you argue with your family members? Does that mean that you hate said family member?
No. Billy with a last minute 20. JD and Jesse, what a stream tonight. OTS for life, and Shane McMahon is coming at full gear. In New Jersey, I could see it. Maybe that's where we'll get it. Billy, thank you, brother. Thank you guys very much, man. Get some sleep. I may be back with some extra tomorrow. If not, I will see you back on Monday with some extra, and then we'll go live for Monday Night Raw right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.